Hello, Saxon. You receiving me?
Loud and clear.
How are you getting on?
We're ready. Coordinates set. How about you?
Yes, we're ready.
Are you focused?
Well, Lodderick? Yes. Yes, I am. Computer on. How about you, Saxon?
Come on, Chipper.
Give me time, my fingers are frozen.
You're holding things up.
Oh, I never realised a place so hot in the day could be so cold at night. Ah, that's it, isn't it?
Let me look. Yes, okay, Magnus, we're all set. Computer on.
5 seconds from now.
Correct.
4, 3, 2, 1. How's that?
Perfect.
Call you in an hour or two.
Right.
I'll be frozen stiff by then. Can't we go back to the aircraft?
So long as you're prepared to leave it every 2 minutes to check the telescope coordinates haven't drifted.
Oh.
If you didn't want to work out in the cold, you should have asked to stay with Magnus.
Oh, no, I wanted to come. You're quite right. Out here in the desert is the best way to see the sky at night.
You'll never get a more glorious view of it. Not from this planet.
No, I'm sure. If we're going to study the asteroids close up, why don't we wait until we get up there instead of standing around in the cold down here?
We need to know all we can about them, from every point of view. Now, is the telescope still on course?
Yes.
Then switch in the scanner.
Okay, done.
Good. Should have a good set of pictures by morning.
We're here all night then?
We have to take every advantage of the viewing conditions. Plot the position of every minor planet within view. Analyze its content.
Surely the Space Research College has been doing that for years.
Of course it has, but only from the Earth's surface.
Oh, I see.
We're going to have to do it out in space. With limited equipment and in unfavorable conditions, so the sooner we get used to it, the better.
Saxon?
Yes, Magnus?
Something odd.
Oh?
Another body has appeared right alongside our object.
Eh?
Just came into view.
Out of the way, Chipper. I don't see it. How long's it been there?
About 30 seconds. Very brighter. Could be an asteroid with great eccentricity of orbit.
Lodderick, can you check its height?
Doing it.
How close to Ceres is it?
Stand by for a shot.
What?
The point of light is less than 20 miles high. It's nowhere near Ceres. Just happens to be in the same line of sight.
What's its speed?
Couple of hundred, no more.
Keep track of it.
What about the scanning project?
We'll resume that later.
Height about 5,000. It's still coming this way. It's almost too painful to watch.
Where is it now?
About to pass overhead. It must be on fire. It's here.
Space Force, an intergalactic adventure by Charles Chilton, starring Barry Foster, Nigel Stock, Nicky Henson, and Tony Osoba. Episode 1. The Return of the Sun God.
Straight over it.
What direction?
Heading for you. You can expect to see it in an hour or so.
What was it?
We couldn't make out anything. I'm nearly blinded. Me too. Must be a meteor of a colossal size. Call us when it comes your way.
Of course. Keep recording. I'll give a description of what I see.
Saxon! Look! That must be it, see it?
Hello, Magnus is here.
Receiving you.
Estimated height, 1,000. Speed very fast and so bright I can't bear to look. Ah! It's passed over, heading westward.
Was it a meteor?
Whatever it is, it's going to make a damn big hole.
Did it land?
No, just passed over the horizon. Very low.
Then you'll hear the explosion soon.
It's gone. Funny, didn't hear it crash.
Maybe it's still traveling.
Couldn't have gone far. We'll take the aircraft and track it down. Report to you later.
Right.
Dismantle the telescope, Chipper.
Just a minute. I can't see anything for all these coloured lights.
Barry here.
Commander Saxon, Barry?
Yes?
This is police headquarters, Cairo.
Ah, yes. Any news?
I'm afraid not. Many reported seeing the object, but once it had crossed the river and headed out into the desert, it disappeared.
Not quite. We were 200 miles west of the river and saw it plain as day. It passed right over our heads.
Then that was the last sighting.
It crossed the horizon and continued westward. Surely somebody in that area must have seen it.
Nobody lives in that area. It's too barren. A camel couldn't live there.
But an object as bright as that, somebody must have
We
seen.
have searched the area, Commander Barry. Official opinion is that the object was a large fireball. It reached the ground and left no trace.
Nonsense.
Commander
A
Barnet,
meteorite that size was bound to leave a trace of something. Scattered bits of stone, scorch marks, something.
nothing has been found.
Well, then you haven't been thorough enough.
I
know exactly the course it took. I shall organize a private search.
Very well. If you find anything, we would need to be informed.
If I find anything, you'll be the first to know.
Thank you. Good day.
Goodbye.
Private search? We're due back in London in 3 days.
Plenty of time, Magnus.
But the authorities have recalled all their aircraft.
We'll go on our own.
If you say so. Just the two of us?
Yes?
You won't need a communications officer.
Don't think so, Chipper. You and Lodderick, take some time off. Relax, see the sights.
Yeah. What do you say, Lodderick?
I say yes, and I know exactly what.
Hey, the belly dancers.
No, the pyramids.
Oh, all cultured all of a sudden.
I want to go inside.
I didn't know you could.
Oh, yes, Chipper. Organised tours of the inside of the Giza Pyramid go on all day. Well worth going, in my opinion.
Well, what about it?
Well, I'll come to the pyramid today if you come into town with me tonight.
If that's what you want.
You can take the small truck. Magnus and I'll see you back here. And don't make it late. We need you fit for takeoff next week.
Don't worry.
I'll call the airport. Tell them to get the aircraft ready.
Tell them we'll be there within the hour.
Good morning.
Good morning. May I help?
We'd like to go on a pyramid walk. I wondered if there are any tours of the Giza pyramids.
No. I am sorry. Tours for today and tomorrow are all booked up.
What? We're only here for 2 more days.
Sorry.
How about you? Are you all booked up?
Pardon?
Wouldn't mind doing a little tour around you. I don't care if you're not a pyramid.
Chipper, can't you offer us anything?
Well, drive to Sakara. You may go on the step pyramid walk.
What? But surely visitors aren't allowed inside the step pyramid.
That is true, but you may be lucky.
How?
Very special tour. Few people. Much privilege.
You mean we might go inside?
If guide takes you, yes. Tell him I send you.
What's your name, then?
No fret.
And, when do you finish?
Come on, Chipper. Thank you for your help.
Yeah.
Everybody, keep close together. Keep your lights on all the time. Now, please, follow me. We begin by proceeding down the passage.
Well, this is the bit you've been looking forward to. A tour inside a pyramid.
I enjoyed the outside, didn't you?
Oh, yes. I didn't expect it all to be rebuilt. I thought it'd be a ruin.
Oh, no, not these days. The policy of the Egyptian Department of Antiquities is to reconstruct everything.
I couldn't quite understand about King, Doza.
Josa.
Josa. Dashing around the Heb... What do you call it?
Hebsed Court.
What was he supposed to be doing?
Proving his everlasting youthfulness and virility. He had to do it after reigning 30 years, and every few years after that. A kind of a jubilee ceremony.
I can think of better ways to prove my virility.
Well, don't let's lag behind. We'll miss all the interesting bits.
Guy seems to be in a great hurry, I must say. Like he's keen to get it over with.
All the more reason to keep up.
Hang on, Lodderick, look at this.
We can't stop. We're miles behind as it is.
Oh, look, that painting on the wall.
Eh? A dancing girl? No, wait. It's just like the girl from the tourist office. The one we saw this morning. Exactly like her.
Except she wasn't wearing a topless see-through nightdress then.
That's ceremonial dress. Worn by ladies of the upper classes.
Blimey, what do the lower classes wear?
Hardly anything. Like these slave girls. A beaded belt and a necklace.
So I see.
Aren't the colours remarkable?
What? Oh, yeah, the colours.
After all these years, good as new. You know something?
What?
I've never seen this painting before.
Well, how could you?
I mean, a copy of it. In a book or on the wall of a museum.
Maybe you missed it.
Oh, I'd never have let a scene like that slip by unnoticed.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. But what's the point of the picture? I mean, it was never intended to be seen by anybody, was it? Normally it would be black as pitch in here.
It symbolises some ceremony. It may be part of the funeral procession down to the burial chamber.
Hey, listen.
What?
Nothing. That's the trouble. We got left behind.
Well, they can't be far. and we'll soon catch them up.
It can't be this way. We should have overtaken them by now.
Stand still. Be quiet. Listen.
Keep close together. Keep your lights on all the time.
I can hear him.
Now, please,
So can I.
follow me.
Down here.
He's much fainter.
But still ahead. Listen once more.
No, I can't hear anything.
Shh. No. No, nothing.
Well, we can't stay here. We might get shut in.
Let's not panic. All we have to do is retrace our steps and we'll come to the entrance.
Well, come on then. I'm beginning to get the creeps.
Back to the painting of No Fret. We can get our bearings from there.
Right. But this is a hall of columns. We haven't been this way before.
More of a corridor. Must lead somewhere. There's an opening at the far end.
Oh, look at that. Completely covered with blue tiles.
Made to look like coloured matting.
Why?
That's what the Pharaoh's palace walls were lined with. It makes him feel at home when he walks this way.
You mean he still walks about?
The ancients thought his spirit did.
Well, how long's he been dead?
4,000 years. More.
Well, he should have settled down by now.
Let's try that door there.
No, it's no good. It won't open.
It's false.
Hey?
The Egyptians built dozens of them. We're hoping to fool tomb robbers, stop them getting in.
But we want to get out.
Hang on. This one opens. It'll be the only one.
Oh, look at that. Complete art gallery, shut away in perpetual night. And what's all this furniture, all those statues and vases? Look, a bed.
This is how it would have looked after the king had been laid in it. All those bits and pieces are to help him enjoy his stay in the next world.
Doesn't seem to have used any of it.
Listen, the burial chamber must be near. Try to find it. Try all the doors.
I'll try that big stone cupboard in the corner.
I'll try the doors along this wall. One of them should be real.
Oh!
Chipper!
There's somebody in there.
Don't be stupid.
There is. He looked straight at me.
How could you see anybody when you didn't open the door?
Those two holes at the top. I shone the torch in.
What? Ah, yes. It's a statue. Of whoever's buried here, probably.
Why keep a statue in a stone cupboard?
He represents the dead noble. Unusual for a shrine to be kept in a tomb, I must say.
Where then?
In one of the mortuary chapels at ground level. Food is placed before the shrine, the cupboard as you call it, and the dead king partakes of it through the statue.
I don't see how.
And to the Egyptians, the representative statue was as good as the real thing. Now keep close to me. Let's find the burial chamber. Ah, this is it. And there's a sarcophagus.
Oh, the lid's off.
Yes. And it's empty.
Where do you think he's gone?
To the Cairo Museum, probably.
What's that?
The door! It's closing! Quick, we might just squeeze it up!
There isn't time, it's closed!
Some kind of portcullis. We've been shut in.
I could have sworn we'd find some trace of that meteorite, Magnus. I don't understand it.
Perhaps the police were right. Perhaps it evaporated.
No, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit the data.
Perhaps it changed course then.
How? Turbulence couldn't affect it.
I don't mean turbulence. I mean deliberately changed course.
That would mean...
I know. It's just a theory. What time is it?
Just after midnight.
Well, what's happened to Chipper and Lodderick? You told them to be back early.
I know what's happened. Chipper's persuaded Lodderick to go to the Oasis Club to watch the belly dancing.
But that closes at midnight.
Yeah, so they shouldn't be long. By the time I've had a shower, they'll be back. I've rung the club. They haven't been there.
And the Giza Pyramid closed at 6.
Did they actually go to the pyramid?
Well, it's too late to check now.
We'd better ring the police.
Oh, give them a bit longer. You know Chipper. He's probably found another place. While we're sitting here worrying, they're in some Egyptian pleasure house having a good time.
What are you thinking, Chipper?
I'm thinking, why am I sitting here in a damp 4,000-year-old tomb when I could be in the Casbah watching the dancing girls? What time is it?
Almost 1 a.m. I'm trying to get some sleep.
Sleep? I'm so scared I can't stop shaking.
There's nothing here can harm us.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Put the light on.
There. It's stopped.
Must have been the wind.
Oh, there's no wind down here. It came from the shrine.
The shrine?
Yes. Let's investigate.
What? We're going to open it?
If we can.
Oh!
Come on, Chipper. It's only a statue.
I hope so.
There's nothing else in here.
Oh no!
Good God, what's that?
Hear you. Hark to the voice of Marianne.
The shrine. It's coming from the shrine.
Who are you?
Keeper of the sunboat of the great god Rain.
This is something to amuse the tourists. It's just a tape.
You are of the expedition to Ceres?
That's no tape. He knows who we are.
Answer.
Yes.
Then you are the one that knows the mystery of the power of the sunboats.
What? I'm a space engineer.
You are the one.
The one what?
To the right of this shrine is a door.
It's false. I tried it.
Above it is a metal bar.
Yes, look. There.
Insert it into the slot by the door. Bear down.
Go on. I'll hold the torch.
It's opened. Now what?
Go through to the passage outside. Follow the gallery down.
And then? And then?
Marianka, can you hear me?
He meant this way. Definite slope downwards.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Come on, he's not going to answer. The sooner we go, the sooner we'll get out. Blimey, where are we?
Looks like another kind of mortuary chapel.
Welcome.
No fret.
The girl from the pyramid walks. Oh, I'm dressed up.
Told you. That's the ceremonial dress.
Come. We must prepare for the funeral ceremony of the king.
What king?
The king whose tomb you were in.
There's no one there. The sarcophagus is empty.
Yes. He is here.
Where?
In the boat grave. Waiting for his journey to begin.
Journey to where?
The next world, of course.
Greetings.
So that's what he looks like.
I am Marianne, keeper of the sunboat of the great god Ray.
You look just like the guide.
And the others. They look just like the people you were showing round.
You see us as we truly are.
But what are you?
Chipper, look. Look over there. An ancient boat. Egyptian. In perfect condition.
It is the royal sunboat. It does not float on water. It sails across the sky.
Look, could you
Hang on,
please...
Chipper. You did say sails across the sky.
Yeah,
When your boat flies, does it give off a bright light?
as bright as the sun.
And when did your boat make its last trip?
2 nights ago.
I thought so.
That was the fireball everyone's looking for.
But now, it has lost its power. That is why we brought you here. You see, we need your help.
Our help?
You understand the magic which makes a sunboat fly.
Magic? Me?
We're just down-to-earth astronauts. We don't know anything about magic.
Your companion, he knows. The power of the sunboat is no mystery to him.
No. I'm a practical astronautical engineer. Don't deal in mysteries.
You will look at our boat, make it fly again.
That thing?
Please, come on board. Just look.
Well, get us out of here any quicker.
Thank you. Please remove your shoes. This is a holy place.
Sorry. I don't understand these mechanisms. I don't know how anything functions, so I cannot tell if anything is wrong. And even if I could, I wouldn't know how to put it right.
You cannot help us?
No.
I see. We thank you for your efforts. You may depart this place.
You mean we can go?
Yes. And may the gods go with you.
Up this way, she said. What were they doing all dressed up like that? Nofrit and Merry Yankee.
They were attending a funeral.
Funeral?
Of that fellow from the tomb upstairs.
How do you know?
He was on board the boat, in the deck house. Or at least his coffin was, and I presume he was in it.
What? And the boat would fly?
Probably. The coffin rested on what looked like a sarcophagus, but inside was some kind of power pack, a heat pile.
Ah.
I don't know what to call it, but it was very hot, and probably hadn't cooled down since it was last used. How it worked, I have no idea, nor what was wrong with it. It's all very strange.
I expect Saxon and Magnus will be able to throw some light on it, especially Magnus. He's really into ancient Egyptians.
I'm not sure these people are Egyptians.
What?
I think they might have been ancient before even Egypt was ancient.
Well, the fact is, I find it hard to believe.
Yes, I know it sounds...
Guides have been working inside that pyramid for years.
Yes, but
They've never come across anything such as you've described.
Didn't they explore the hole we came out of?
Yes, on the cliff above the river.
Didn't lead anywhere. After a few yards, they came up against a wall of solid rock.
But what about the agency? The girl who sent us down there, Nofrit.
There's no one at the agency by any such name, and they don't organise any visits inside the step pyramid.
Then what about the boat?
The kind of boat you describe is 3 or 4 times longer than any known ancient Egyptian craft. Boat graves that could hold so large a vessel don't exist.
It would have to be a grave of colossal proportions.
It was.
Was it roofed over?
Yes, but the ceiling was painted to represent the sky, groups of stars in recognisable constellations.
What was the motive power of this ancient flying boat?
Solar power, I suspect.
Why?
Well, because of the power pack and the steering oars.
Where did they come in?
Well, I think they were solar power panels that convert solar energy into motive power. Only something had gone wrong and they weren't working.
If such a vessel exists, the authorities will find it.
If you'd only let us go back, then I'm sure
We're not letting you out of our sight again tomorrow we leave for England. I'm not risking nearly 2 years' hard work and training by allowing you to lose yourselves again.
But all we need is to show where we found the painting and lost the guide, and from there it's a
No, you've told them enough. You've got more important things to do.
This is the log of Magnus Carter. Space Force is on an expedition to the asteroids by way of Mars. A landing will be made on Mars, where a working base will be established. Various exploratory expeditions will then be launched, first to the larger asteroids and then the smaller, to ascertain their mineral content and how it may be extracted. At the same time, a space platform using the latest Hayden-Howell system will be put into operation as a permanent space laboratory. Accompanying Space Force on this journey will be another large space vessel carrying the working crews of the Mars base and space platform, and a cargo vessel carrying the parts from which the base and the platform will be built. The takeoff of our momentous flight was perfect. The ships leaving from different launching sites to rendezvous hundreds of miles above the Earth.
4, 3, 2, 1. We have takeoff.
Let's boost away.
Going well so far. That's it. Now in free fall. Check the ship.
Right.
Chipper, check the fleet.
Righto.
And check time of rendezvous. Then we'll switch to automatic watch and have something to eat. Well, that was good. Let's have some coffee, Lodderick.
Oh, no.
See to it, Chipper.
Hello, freighter number 1.
We wish to pass a report.
What now? We're in the middle of our dinner.
Situation is urgent.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll just switch on the recorder. Right. Where you go?
Freighter number 1.
Don't know what it's about. Usual panic, you know that lot.
Report number 1. Text is as follows. Beg to report stowaways aboard freight craft. Repeat.
What
beg
was
to
that?
report
I think they reported stowaways.
Here, let me talk to them. Hello, freighter number 1, Commander here. Repeat your message, please.
Beg to report stowaways aboard freight craft.
How many, for Pete's sake?
2.
Where did they stow away?
In number 3 hold, the airtight one.
Might have been killed. Have they any spacesuits?
No, neither of them.
Well, they're really asking for trouble. Who are they?
They claim to be Cometians.
What?
Cometians. People from Kemet.
Where's that? Never heard of it. Have you?
Yes, I have.
What? Have you? Where is it?
Kemet is the ancient name for Egypt.
Ancient Egypt. How could stowaways possibly come from there? Hello, freighter 1.
Receiving you.
I'll have to come over to interrogate the stowaways.
Very good, sir.
Meanwhile, keep them under strict surveillance. Magnus, you better come over too. Get your suit on.
Very well.
Hello, Freighter 1. Lodderick Sincere, flight engineer calling.
Receiving you.
Would you mind asking the stowaways their names?
Already done that.
What are they?
Don't laugh. He says his name is Marianka, and hers is No Freight.
Just as I thought.
Do you know these 2 stowaways?
Not really. I encountered them briefly a few days ago.
Oh? Where?
In a boat grave.
A what?
A grave for boats. Something ancient Egyptians used to build to bury funerary boats in.
What's that got to do with stowaways?
Well, that's what I'm hoping Saxon and Magnus will find out. They're already on their way over.
Then I'd better get ready to receive them. Call you later.
Yes, sure.
Okay, Chipper. Fill the airlock.
Air on. Airlock filled.
Open the door. Thanks. Ah, that's better. Here, Chipper, take the helmet. Lodderick, help Magnus.
Thank you.
What did they say, the stowaways?
Nothing. At least nothing sensible. The man, Marianka, kept repeating a lot of nonsense about his being keeper of the sunboat of the great god Ray.
That's right.
What do you mean, that's right?
He is the keeper of the sunboat.
Oh, you believe him?
I saw the boat.
Chipper said it was just a replica of an ancient Nile boat.
Made of bundle of reeds tied together.
Yeah. They may have looked like reeds, but they weren't. The boat was made of some kind of metal. I couldn't identify it, but it would never have floated, that's for sure.
Mary Hankey said it flew across the sky with the sun.
That's what he told us. He must be crazy. What do you think, Magnus?
The things he says certainly make him sound crazy, but, well, yet in some ways, if you made some very liberal allowances, he could be talking sense.
Oh, an ancient boat that sails across the sky.
What he's saying ties in exactly with what ancient Egyptians believed, that every day the sun sails across the heavens in a boat piloted by gods who were once kings on earth.
Marianka doesn't appear very godlike.
He's a priest of a very high order.
But he can't be an ancient Egyptian. And what about all that nonsense of the sunstone? That was the craziest thing I've ever heard.
When you examined the boat, Lodderick, what exactly did you find?
Nothing much. I soon saw the boat wasn't made of reeds, nor wood, nor any of the conventional boat materials.
Nothing else?
Well, there was the deck house.
Yes?
It contained a coffin, probably from the sarcophagus in the tomb we found in the pyramid. It stood on another sarcophagus which opened at one end. Inside it was unbearably hot.
What was in it?
I don't know. But if the boat could fly, I'd say the sarcophagus contained its motive power.
What kind?
Atomic. Light particle, magnetic. Could be anything. Whatever it was, it gave off a tremendous heat.
And light, too.
You mean that the meteor that passed over Cairo was a flying boat?
Very likely.
And the one you say you saw in the boat grave?
Yes.
That's too fantastic.
The meteor's direction of flight would have taken it right over the position of the boat grave.
Except it didn't pass over. It landed and went in.
No.
It would explain the brightness of the meteor.
It was like looking directly at the sun.
Exactly.
No, I'm not convinced, and I'd need a lot more evidence before I were.
Well, we've plenty of time to collect it between here and Mars.
We taking those nutcases with us?
We have no choice, Chipper. It would ruin the expedition to turn back.
What about somebody coming up and collecting them?
There's no spacecraft fast enough to overtake us.
Then maybe Freighter 1 can find them something useful to do.
They're not staying in Freighter number 1.
Huh?
They're coming over here.
What?
Where we can keep an eye on them and interrogate them further.
Well, you're the fleet commander.
Any objection to their coming?
No, it's just they give me the creeps, especially him. She's not so bad.
Objection overruled. Now clear the computer. I want to send a report back to base.
Yes, sir. While I'm here, I might as well collect in the news bulletins, see what's happening down on Earth.
Is that the news coming in, Chipper?
Yes, Magnus.
Put it up on main screen, then we can all see it.
All righto.
Any cricket?
Hello, what's this?
That's Cairo, isn't it?
Yes. Egyptian Museum.
What's been happening down there, then?
Looks like a robbery.
Turn up the sound, Chipper.
Okay.
And at first it was thought the prime motive was the theft of the golden objects associated with the king and his tomb.
What's happened?
But as the most precious of these were not disturbed, it is assumed some other motive must be behind the theft.
I wonder.
The museum has stated that they have as yet no idea how the thieves managed to break through the tight security that surrounds the exhibition, nor how they managed to remove the objects. Cairo police are leaving no stone unturned to track down the thieves and to have the national treasures restored. This is the first time an attempt has been made to rob the museum of the Tutankhamun treasures since they were discovered nearly 100 years ago. Now back to London.
That was Colin Westchurch from Cairo, reporting on the recent robbery of Tutankhamun's mummified body and some of the ancient treasures from the Egyptian Museum in Cairo.
Well.
And now, more home news. As the miners' strike enters its...
Turn it off, Chip.
Right. Mummified body, eh?
Stolen. Could this bear any relation to our two stowaways?
I don't see how.
Lodderick, you said they took a body from a tomb in the Step Pyramid.
Yes, but they left the treasure behind.
That seems to be the case in Cairo, too. Chipper.
Yes, Saxon.
Get on to control, get a full report on the robbery, find out exactly what treasures were taken and how, if they know that much.
Right away.
Meanwhile, we'll have the stowaways transferred over here.
What? Now?
We'll ask them about the robberies. Their replies may give us a clue as to what they're really up to. Have you had enough to eat?
Thank you, my lord.
Lord?
We are honored by your concern for us.
I'm not your lord. How about you, Nofret? Would you like some more?
I am satisfied and equally honored by your lordship's kind attention.
Why do you keep calling me lord?
Are you not lord of this mighty fleet of sunboats? We are humbled to be in your illustrious presence.
Well, there's no need. Just settle down and relax. We must ask you a few more...
Permission first for us to ask you.
Very well.
Is this boat sailing for Kemet?
No, for Mars.
And the boat we just left is sailing beyond?
Into the asteroid belt, which is where we'll all end up eventually.
Yes. No one escapes. It is the will of the gods.
Huh?
What's she mean?
We thank you for your kindness in taking us to Kemet and not the Netherworld. But as you say, we all arrive there in the end.
Netherworld, Kemet.
What are you talking about? We're going to Mars and then to the asteroids.
That is so, my lord.
Would you like to have a go, Magnus? I'm not getting any sense out of either of them.
I'll try. Now, listen, both of you.
I hear you.
After we got back from Freighter 1, we received some news from Earth that will probably be of great interest to you. Yesterday, the Egyptian Museum at Cairo was robbed. The body of King Tutankhamun, along with the chests containing the canopic jars, were all stolen.
Recovered.
What do you mean, recovered? The museum was robbed.
No. King Tutankhamun's tomb was robbed, and the plunder was placed in the museum.
What do you mean?
Now it has been recovered.
You had something to do with it?
It happened yesterday. No Fred and I were aboard Freighter 1. How could we be in a museum on Earth?
You seem to be pleased at the news.
A king has been lost and then recovered. That is a time for rejoicing.
To us, it is just robbery. You robbed a tomb yourself, didn't you?
Marianka rob a tomb? That is blasphemous. You must apologize. You have hurt him deeply.
Well, then I'm sorry, but according to Lodderick, Marianka removed, or had removed, the body of a high-ranking noble from a tomb in the Step Pyramid at Saqqara and put aboard a boat.
That was not robbery. That was his holy and bounded duty.
To remove bodies from tombs? What for?
To carry them to the netherworld. That is the right and hope of all persons of high rank and pure blood.
She just said that the asteroids are the netherworld.
No, my lord. You said the Netherworld was the asteroid.
Is that where you claim to come from?
We are from Kemet.
Which we call Mars?
Yes.
There's no life on Mars.
That is true, yes.
Yeah.
But you claim to have come from there.
We have.
All the way from Mars to Earth just to rob a museum.
This beats anything on TV.
Quiet.
Oh, sorry, but this is stupid.
Your lord said to be quiet.
My lord? Who did...
Silence. Your pardon, my lord. We are not robbers. Earthmen are the robbers. They have been plundering for thousands of years. Whenever we come to recover the remains of our ancient kings, we find that Earthmen have plundered their tombs and stolen and scattered the holy relics.
So they could be seen and admired. They're of great historic as well as monetary value.
It is declared that the dead shall dwell in their sacred houses forever. They are not to be plundered and exposed to public show. Only Earthmen would plunder the dead. They are savages. From the very beginning, when our people first went to Earth, they have been savages.
When was that?
When the desert was still green and the land was rich, before Earthmen learned to grow corn, before he learned to make fire.
We who taught him.
To make fire, you.
Our ancestors.
Why don't you tell us what you're really up to?
Right.
Tell it straight, without the imaginative bits about sun gods and ancient kings and teaching prehistoric man to make fire.
We came to collect the remains of our illustrious dead and carry them to their eternal home. Our ship broke down and would not fly, so we are unable to return.
What are you doing aboard this fleet, as stowaways?
You are our only means of getting back.
For which we owe you much thanks.
Thanks, nothing. You could jeopardize the whole trip. I must report all this to Control down on Earth.
Of course.
Meanwhile, we have made temporary quarters for you in number 2 hull. May not be very comfortable, but at least it's heated.
Thank you.
You'll receive a fair ration of food and the use of a spacesuit should that be required. We shall find some work for you to do throughout the voyage. Chipper, show them the way to the hull.
Yes, this way. Into the airlock. In you go. While we're waiting for the air pressure to even up, Nofred, I'll be glad if you'll tell me something.
If I can.
What is a canopic jar?
When a body is mummified, the viscera must be removed. The organs, the liver, lungs, stomach, and intestines are placed in separate jars, each guarded by one of the 4 sons of Horus. The jars are canopic jars.
Yes, well, ask a silly question.
Further questioning of the stowaways failed to throw any more light on their claims. They soon settled into the ship's routine, and we began to accept them almost as bona fide members of the expedition. They proved very helpful and willing, and treated Saxon with an almost embarrassing deference. Their approach to him was as to a very superior being. They seemed in many ways to regard themselves equally superior to Chipper and Lodderick, though this cut no ice for them. At last, after a flight of almost a year, we reached our first destination, the planet Mars. Pictures of its grim orange surface had been filling our televiewer and navigation screens for some time. We were all looking forward to landing on its surface. We were to set down on the rocky plains in the vicinity of the Vallis Marineris, where the first of our preliminary tasks was to be carried out. The 2 freighter spacecraft which accompanied us from Earth would continue their journey into the asteroid belt. At last the day came when we were forced to part company and prepare for our Martian landing.
800.
Better rockets fired.
700.
Release landing tripod.
500.
How does the surface look, Magnus?
Bit rocky, but we'll be okay, I think.
300.
Landing supports unfolding.
200.
Increased thrust.
100. 50. 25. 10.
Stand by. She's down. Cut gyros. Cut motors. Gentlemen, we've made it. We're on the red planet, Mars.
Hello, flagship. Freighter number 1 calling.
Hello, freighter number 1. Receiving you.
Are you down?
Yes, and in one piece.
Hello, Freighter 1. We've landed safely. You can leave your Martian orbit and proceed towards the asteroid belt as scheduled. Thank you for your company.
Thank you for yours.
See you in 6 months. Hope to have the asteroid ship ready for use by then.
Thank you, number one. Good luck on your trip.
And to you. Over and out.
They seem happy enough. I wonder how the stowaways fared down there in the hold.
Hello, number two hold. Can you hear me?
We hear you very well, my lord.
How was the landing? Not too rough?
No, it was an excellent landfall for such an improbable device.
And no threat? She all right?
I thank my lord. Yes, you are very kind to inquire.
Good. Well, get yourselves up here as soon as you can. There's plenty to be done.
We are coming. Right away.
And that applies to the rest of us. We'll be working to a very tight schedule from now on. Well, that completes post-landing schedule. I suggest we have supper and then turn in.
We're keeping a watch.
Huh? What for? Nothing lives up here.
Mary Yankee and No Fret say they do.
How could they? No air, no water, nothing growing, nothing to eat. If they think they can live under these conditions, I'd like to see them do it. Where are they, by the way?
Down in number 2 hold, presumably.
Oh, Chipper, give them a call.
Hello? Hold number 2, bridge calling. Hello? Hold number 2, bridge calling. They don't answer.
Well, they couldn't have left the ship.
Shall I go down, see if they're all right?
Yeah, sure.
Hello, Bridge. This is Marianne.
Oh, there you are.
I'm very sorry. I had gone to sleep.
And no threat?
She is sleeping too.
Sorry to have disturbed you. Don't you want any supper?
No, thank you.
Oh, very well. We have an early start in the morning. You can help us prepare for our first expedition on the surface.
It will be an honor to be of any assistance.
That is all. Good night.
Good night, my lord.
I'd like him to miss his supper. All he eats like holes.
Yes. Hey, Chipper. You awake?
Oh, yeah. Wait. Yeah. Oh, sure. I haven't slept a week.
Then you won't mind getting up.
What time is it?
5 a.m. Martian.
5 a.m.? You want me to get up?
To see a wonderful sight.
What?
The sunrise.
I saw the sunrise years ago.
Not over Mars, you didn't. Come on. Magnus is already in the observation dome. You can't miss it.
Well, if you say so. I'll be there in just a minute. Well, that is something, I must say. All those coloured rings in the sky.
Caused by the ice crystals in the atmosphere.
Ice? I thought there wasn't any water on Mars.
Very little, if any.
Then how can you have ice?
There may be enough of some atmospheric crystals to form, but those are probably crystals of carbon dioxide, and there's plenty of that.
How red it all is. Just like an early morning in the Egyptian desert. And the soil looks just like sand.
Yeah, it does.
Should make Mary Yankee and No Fret quite homesick. Why aren't they here?
They must be still asleep. Go and get them, Lodderick. I'm sure they wouldn't want to miss a sight like this.
Right.
That canyon over there.
The Valles Marineris.
Valles Marineris? What does that mean?
Valley of the Sea.
I see no sea.
Not now, but there might have been one long ago. It was probably water that cut the canyon. That's where we'll begin the main survey.
Oh, down there?
Not in it, along its rim.
How deep is it?
4 miles. 4 times the depth of the Grand Canyon in America.
Really?
And more than 30 times as wide. And it's 3,500 miles long.
That's pretty big for a small planet. Are the mountains higher than those on Earth?
The volcanoes are.
Volcanoes?
Don't worry, they're all extinct now.
Yeah, well, let's hope so.
Hello, Magnus. Lodderick calling.
Hello, Lodderick. What is it?
Trouble.
What do you mean?
They're not here.
Hey, what?
No, they've gone. Vanished.
This is the most incredible thing.
There's not a sign of them.
How could they get out?
They got in.
What?
Before we left Earth, they got into Freighter 1. They stowed away.
They could have slipped past the guards before takeoff when the doors were still open.
Most unlikely. And how about the museum? Nobody's explained how they got in and out of there.
They were already spaceborne while the robbery was taking place.
They were. But their friends, those who formed the crowd for Chipper and Lodderick's fake pyramid walk, they weren't spaceborne. They must have robbed the museum.
You think they can walk through closed doors?
No, but they obviously have some way of opening them. And ship airlocks, too.
It is incredible. An eccentric old man and an innocent girl.
I wonder what their next move will be.
Eh?
Well, they must be up to something. And I reckon we'll be the victims of it.
Blimey.
But if they did go out through an airlock, how did they manage to breathe? In an atmosphere of carbon dioxide. We searched the ship a second time, but there was no sign of Marianka, nor Nofret, nor any clue as to how they could have left the ship. We gave up looking for them, reported the matter to Control, and Saxon and Lodderick got ready to take their first trip on the Martian surface. They left the ship in the Land Explorer by way of the vehicle bay, each clad in spacesuits. The door opened to reveal the vivid orange-colored ground gleaming in the sunlight. Then the ramp from the bay to the Martian surface was lowered, and they moved out into the sunlight.
You're receiving us, Chipper.
Loud and clear. Can you see them, Magnus?
They're just coming into view.
What's it like out there, Saxon?
Very red. Very rocky.
They're kicking up a lot of dust.
Turning 45 degrees left, coming round the side of the ship.
Going out of view again.
Hey, wait!
What's up?
There. The ladder from the personnel airlock. It's extended.
Then that's the way Marianka and Nofret got out.
Looks like it. We'll continue our reconnaissance. You're receiving all this, Chipper.
Every word.
Surface a mixture of rocks and red sand. Sand supports land vehicle well. Rocks small enough to present only minor obstruction. Larger rocks visible on horizon. Some very large indeed. Now climbing, gentle incline.
We can see you.
You're very close to our horizon. You'll soon pass over it. Now you're on the horizon.
What a view! Such colours, never saw such colours.
What, the sand?
No, the rocks, absolutely brilliant. Astonishing. We'll take a closer look, collect a few samples. The valley's rather deep here. You'll lose sight of us for a while.
Right.
There's a large rock ahead. Must be a good 200 meters long. That's such an odd shape.
Oh?
Almost pyramidal, but very weathered. Well, you must be able to see the top of it.
We can see the tops of lots of things. Give me a bearing from the ship.
I'd say roughly 24 degrees left.
Yes.
24...
Yes, I can see a peak. Look, there, Magnus.
Oh, yes. Somewhat pointed.
That's it. Can you see its base?
No, horizon blocks a view.
Well, we're going down. Keep listening.
Hello? Hello? Chipper calling.
What's the problem?
No problem, really, Saxon, but it's more than 10 minutes since you called.
Oh, sorry. This is such an interesting spot. The mineral content of these rocks is extraordinary.
Where are you precisely?
On the far side from you.
In the Land Explorer?
No, on foot. The transporter can't go everywhere.
Are you close together?
Of course. We're going to move up the rock face a little way.
What, in spacesuits?
Oh, don't worry. The way this rock is formed, it's only like walking up a flight of shallow steps. We'll call you again in a minute or two.
Right.
Pyramids, steps. Next thing they'll be telling us they found a step pyramid.
Oh, good heavens! Look then! Lightning like I can see!
What can I?
Where did it come from? Quick, Chipper, answer!
Wait till I find the switch. I'm as blind as a bat. Hello? Saxon, hearing you.
Saxon, what is it?
I'm blind. Can't see a thing. Lodderick! Do you hear me, Lodderick? Hello, flagship. This is Saxon calling Space Force 2. Come in, please. Hello. This is Saxon. My radio must have failed, but in case the transmitter's still functioning, I'll continue to talk. The blindness appears to be only temporary. It's beginning to clear now. Just above me, I can see an opening. An entrance into the pyramid.
Behold the eye of light.
Still nothing on the radio. What could have happened?
Can you see yet?
Hardly. But it's clearing.
Me too. Hello, Saxon, Lodderick, flagship calling Saxon. What happened?
If they can hear, then they can't reply.
Why? What did Saxon say? Back, Lodderick, back to the ship. Then he sounded as if he was being strangled.
And then not a word. And that was over 5 minutes ago.
We must go out and look for them.
Don't be too hasty, Chipper. You know the rule.
But we can't
The ship must not be left unmanned except in extreme emergency.
But that's what this is. Saxon said so.
Give them one more call.
Yes, but we can't.
Give them one more call.
Hello, Saxon. Hello, Lodderick. This is Flagship Space Force calling. Can you hear me? Over. It's no good. We'll have to go out and look for them.
How's your vision?
Coming back fast.
Mine too. Put your spacesuit on.
Yes, well, how do we get to them? They've got the Land Explorer.
We use the emergency solarmobiles.
There. Look. You can see where they swerved round that rock.
How are your eyes?
Almost clear. Few bright-coloured spots, that's all. And you?
The same. And just as well.
Can't we go faster?
No, not on this terrain. There's no point in inviting trouble. Head for the top of the slope. Now, what can you see?
Nothing but red dust and boulders.
Now, that one over there must be the pyramidal rock that Saxon described.
That's where they are, then.
No, wait.
What for?
Carefully does it. No point in our rushing into disaster as well. Now, scan the valley.
There's nothing there.
Very well. We'll go down.
About time and all.
But take it slowly and keep your eyes open.
Can't see them.
We'll do a little searching on foot. Leave your solarmobile here.
Did Lodderick get back to the Land Explorer?
I don't think so. There's only 2 sets of tracks and they both lead to the rock.
That's where we better look next.
Right.
Last thing Saxon said before the emergency call was that they were going to climb that rock.
Easy as a flight of steps. Well, that's just how it appears.
It is a regular step pyramid after all.
Could be. Look at it. Without the weathering, it would be a perfect solid geometrical figure.
What weathered it?
The wind, sandstorms, thousands of years of their storms could reduce the largest pyramid in Egypt to a crumbling ruin.
I didn't know they had them on Mars. The storms, I mean.
Oh, yes. Now, step carefully. Look for tracks.
Okay. Here's some.
Well done, Chipper. This is where they must have started to climb. Come on.
Up there?
They couldn't have climbed far. Never had the time.
I think we'll find them.
We must. Come on. A higher viewpoint will allow us to see much more.
It's no good. They could be anywhere out in that desert. Lying behind any one of those rocks. We'll have to examine the lot.
No need. They were already climbing the pyramid when Saxon gave his call.
Then if they're here, we should see them.
Right.
So where are they? They could have just vanished into thin carbon dioxide.
No, they must be somewhere on these steps.
But we'd have seen them.
One more search. We'll go from here to the end and back, and the same to the next 3 rows.
Climbing even higher.
There's nowhere else to go. No. Not a thing. Come on. Let's try round the corner.
Round the corner? They said they were on this side, the far side from the ship.
That was before they started to climb. Before the emergency call.
Yes, but they might have...
Wait a minute. What's this?
What's what?
An opening. Like into a cave.
What?
They might have gone in. It's a long gallery. Leads into the depths of the rock.
Magnus, this can't be natural, you know.
I think it can. I've seen galleries as well formed as this in England, under the Mendips. And all cut by nature. The constant wear of water for thousands of years.
But there's no water on Mars. You said so.
There was once. And this could be proof of it.
Let's go back, Magnus. Saxon and Lodderick couldn't have had time to come this far, assuming they came in here at all.
Just a few yards more, they may be here. It gets much wider up ahead.
Roof gets higher, too.
Yes. right, Chipper. This can't be natural. It's too symmetrical. The walls are too smooth.
I'll say it's not natural. Look over here, on the wall.
What?
A picture, a painting.
Show me where.
Here.
What an incredible thing.
More incredible than you think.
How?
I've seen this picture before.
Impossible.
Inside the step pyramid at Saqqara, down on Earth.
This very picture?
And that's not all. See, there. Who's that?
Nofret. The very image of Nofret.
Except for the see-through robe. No wonder when I came in I had the feeling I'd been here before. The gallery, the picture, they're all the same.
Then this must be where Saxon and Lodderick are. Where did this gallery, the gallery down on Earth, lead to?
To an ancient tomb with a mummy and treasure in it. Except that the mummy had been removed just before we got there. By Merry Anchor and his crowd, most likely.
Show me the way.
Now, wait a minute. We got locked in that tomb all night. Who knows what might happen here?
We have to find Saxon and Lodderick. There's no sign of them being outside, so they must be in here.
Not necessarily. There was more than one entrance into the Saqqara pyramid.
We don't know where the other entrances are. Finding this one is our best luck so far. We must exploit it.
Well, come on then. This way.
How much farther, Chipper? We seem to be walking forever.
We've come about the right distance. Entrance to the tomb should appear any second. Ah, there it is.
What a doorway.
Yeah, much bigger than the one in the Saqqara pyramid, but the same shape. They're usually fake. You can't go through them. But there's always one that works.
No, that's the one we have to find. Let's try this for a start. No, it's no good. That's three that don't lead anywhere.
Keep trying, there's bound to be one.
What about that one? Look, with ancient picture writing all over it.
Yeah, it's bigger than all the others.
It won't be easy to open it either, even if it is the right door. Wearing spacesuits is no help. Put your torch down and let's try now. Ready? Push!
So easy. We going through?
Of course. Be on your guard.
You bet. Crikey. The Hall of Columns.
You've seen this before too?
Yeah. In the Saqqara tomb, there was a...
Oh, God, what's that?
Oh, it's a man with a bird's head. It's hideous.
Keep calm, Chipper.
That's horrible.
Calm down. It's not uncommon, you know.
Hey?
Many of the ancient Egyptian gods are portrayed as human with animal heads.
Well, who's this then?
A hawk-headed human. That represents Horus, god of the sun and sky.
Gave me quite a fright. Thank goodness he's not real.
Utter not falsely the name of Ray.
Blimey, he is real.
Chipper, come back.
The door's closing. Oh!
We've shut it in. We're trapped.
How countless are the works of the great god Ray. Look upon his eye and quake with fear.
Oh, God! The light! Turn it off! It's blinding!
Look, turn your head away.
All men bow down before
I
him.
can't bear it!
All men prostrate themselves at his shrine.
Stop the light! Stop!
He is all-powerful, yet he is merciful.
No! No!
Chipper, it's all right, Chipper. You can look up. The light has gone.
He makes his light to shine on every man and every creature. Blessed is the name of Ray.
Oh, thank goodness for that. That light, I couldn't bear it.
I wonder if he can hear us.
I don't know. Let's just get out of here.
How?
At least we can try and open the door.
You cannot escape. The door is barred.
Oh, you can hear us.
Ray hears all things.
Ray?
He is Lord of all
We
things.
need to know
You
what...
said that.
Blessed be the great god Ray.
Hey, no, wait a minute.
You can't go now.
Wait. He's gone. Callis dropped down in front of him.
Oh, we're really trapped.
Just like in Saqqara.
Only worse.
Hey? How?
In Saqqara, there was air to breathe. Here, there's only carbon dioxide.
But we're wearing spacesuits. We got our own air supply.
For 8 hours, and 2 hours of that has already been used.
Oh, I see.
How long were you trapped in the tomb at Saqqara?
About 15 hours.
Well, if the Cometians leave it that long this time, they'll find a couple of dead Earthmen on their hands.
How long have we been here now?
5 hours. Just over 5 hours.
They've left us to die, haven't they?
I don't know.
They must have done. Why not? Why should they care if we die? They're not really human.
Exactly. That's why they should want us alive. We should be of interest to them.
Well, we're obviously not. But we can't just give up, Magnus. There must be some way of opening this entrance, some way of escape.
There isn't. It's a replica of the pyramids on Earth. The only mechanism is on the outside.
I don't believe it. I won't believe it. We must be able to... What's that?
Where?
There. Behind you. In the wall. It's a lever. Look.
You're right.
Come on, Magnus. It must operate a door. One push and we'll be out of here. It's working. It's working. That entrance over there is opening.
Well done, Chipper.
Thank goodness. I knew we'd be able to get out of here somehow. Stay close behind, Magnus. I'll just... Oh!
What is it?
The entrance. It just leads into another chamber, even smaller than this one. You're right, Magnus. There is no escape.
I estimate we have less than half an hour's air left.
Hey, Magnus, look, the door's open.
There's no use now. We'd never make it back to the ship.
We might as well try. Oh no, who's this?
Now keep calm. They're humanoid.
Not from the neck up. They better not lay a hand on me.
You'll be wise not to try and lay a hand on them. Stay calm. Till we know what they want.
The great god king, Ray, called Natum, summons you to his presence. You must follow us.
They may have animal heads, but they have very human voices.
This way.
Come on, Chipper.
What are they going to do to us?
Whatever it is, it can't be worse than suffocating, which will happen in about 30 minutes from now. Do as she says. There's no turning back now.
You may take off your helmets.
What? In this atmosphere? How do we breathe?
Within the city, the air is pure, even for Earthmen.
What do you think, Magnus?
It's certainly not doing him any harm.
All right, then. I'm going to test it and see. Get ready to lock my helmet back on if I pass out.
Let me take hold of it, then. Right.
All right, then. Here I go. Yes. Yes. It is breathable. Quite safe. Well, up to now. Come on, Magnus, take your helmet off.
Ah, yes. Beautiful air. Or is it oxygen? Where did it come from?
I don't know.
And how are these creatures able to breathe air and carbon dioxide? Looks just like an ancient tomb.
These are your quarters.
A tomb?
It is a dwelling place.
Looks just like a tomb I saw down on Earth. Even the furniture.
You must prepare to meet the god King Ray, called Natum. Garments are in the next room. Handmaidens will assist you.
What are they supposed to do?
If we go into the next room, we'll find out. Come on. Help me push the door. There. Good gracious. Saxon and Lodderick.
Hello, Magnus. Chipper.
Look at Lodderick.
What kept you?
What's going on?
These ladies are seeing that we're suitably attired.
Suitably attired?
To be shown into the presence of the great god King Ray called Natum.
But where are your spacesuits?
Stowed away.
Is that all you intend to wear? A kilt and a pair of sandals?
More than these girls were.
So I see. And, what's that sweet smell?
It's us. Scented oil. Come on, you'd better be anointed and dressed.
Well, me? But suppose I don't want to be.
If you take my advice, you'll go quietly and get it over.
And you, Magnus. I don't think there's any way to avoid it.
I see. Very well. If they insist. How do I look?
Fine.
I feel a right idiot, especially in this wig.
That goes for all of us. Now sit down. Whilst we're alone, we have a lot to talk about.
We certainly have. The first thing is how you and Lodderick landed up here.
We were captured and brought here by a crowd of animal-headed humans, if you can call them human. How about you?
We found our way in here by accident while we were searching for you. A hawk-headed man trapped us in a kind of mortuary chapel, and then had us brought here. To meet the God King, they said.
It's those handmaidens. Just look at that food.
What a feast! Put it right here.
And who's this?
Musicians. They've sent us music with our meal.
Yes, they're certainly treating us well. What with the beautifully tiled walls, the elegant furniture, the scented oil, the food and the music, I'm beginning to feel just like a pharaoh.
But why are they treating us this well? How much longer are they going to leave us here? Must be 2 hours since we ate.
How should I know? Why don't you just relax and enjoy the music?
I would if I could understand it. And if she knows anything else?
Why don't you ask her?
Ask them a question and all they do is stretch out their arms, put their hands together and bow their heads.
A sign of obeisance.
Why don't they talk?
Probably not allowed to. They've been told that we're too high and mighty for a conversation to take place between us.
Greetings.
May the light of Ray shine upon you.
You are bathed and refreshed?
Yes, thank you. What happens now?
Follow us.
The God King awaits.
We passed along a lengthy corridor until we came to a large stone door which rose to let us pass through. We entered a great palatial hall whose roof was supported by many rows of pillars carved to represent lotus plants and palm trees. At the end of the hall, we came face to face with a number of elevated platforms, and seated on the top on a large throne of stone was a hawk-headed man. Once we had come into the presence of the God King, we lined up before the bottom step of the dais and faced him. One of our escorts, the jackal-headed creature, bowed low before the God King, climbed to the top step, and turned to face the hall.
Hear ye the words of Sekhmet, the mighty one, goddess of war, whose body emits the fiery glow.
Look upon the face of the great God King, Horus Cognatum, the ever-merciful. Look upon the eye of Ray.
Down! Quick! Blood on the floor! Cover your eye! It's that light again! She's got some sort of a cross with a loop at the top like an eye.
Called an anchor.
Whatever it's called, whenever she turns it on us, it emits this incredible light.
Look upon the eye of Ray and tremble.
So that's where it comes from.
Everyone get down in time? No one hurt?
All right.
Hear his voice and tremble.
Men, we welcome you to Kermet. Which of you is lord of the great sunboat?
God has spoken. Who is lord of the great sunboat?
I am. I'm called a commander, not a lord. Commander Saxon Barnet. But tell me...
Silence!
What?
Speak only when addressed.
All I want...
Silence!
Everybody down! There's no need to blind us again!
It is the all-seeing eye. Men tremble at its glance. Arise and hear the word of your God. Do not speak until addressed.
Lord Commander Saxon called Berry. Do you know the secret of the Sunstone?
I've never heard of the Sunstone.
Lord, I have never heard of the Sunstone.
Lord, I have never heard of the Sunstone.
Is there no one among your servants who knows?
I do, my lord. You, Lodderick? It means the motive power of the sunboat in the boat grave down on Earth.
Who are you that knows the Sunstone?
Lodderick Sincere, my lord. Flight engineer of Space Force.
You are more than welcome to Kermet. The blessing of Ray go with you forever.
The hawk-headed creature questioned us for a long time, mostly about the ship and our duties aboard it. Then, at long last, the audience came to an end, and he left amidst great pomp and ceremony. Then we were ordered to our feet and escorted back to our sepulchral but beautifully furnished quarters.
Well, what was all that about?
He seemed mainly interested in the ship.
He wants to use it.
But why?
To get away from here. Do you ever see such a place? No water, no air, everybody forced to live underground?
Where would he go?
Well, anywhere would be better than here.
There are plenty of worse places in the solar system. What?
No, Fred, what are you doing here?
Greetings.
And Marianka?
May the blessings of Ray shower upon you.
Where did you two come from? And how did you manage to get out of our ship?
We are the bearers of joyful news.
You're releasing us.
The great King God, Ray called Martian, receives you into his service.
How do you know?
He himself commanded us to bring this news to you.
He is our God and our Lord.
Well, he didn't see you at the audience he gave us.
I stood at the god's right hand.
What? You were one of those creatures with animal heads?
The priest of Seth, the king god's defense in the mighty sunboat against the great serpent and the powers of darkness and evil.
But your animal head looked so real.
So will yours.
Mine?
You are to be priest of Ray, whose eye is the sun. You are all to be honored and given new names.
You are to be appointed high officials in the King God's court, and serve by his side as lords of the great sunboat.
What about our release?
Yes.
Release?
Back to our sunboat.
There is no release.
What?
No servant of the God King Ray can ever be released.
Never?
You mean he expects us all to serve to the death?
Unto death and beyond.
We're prisoners.
You can't do that to us.
The God King needs your help.
Help? But what help can we give
The
him?
sunboat. You must make it fly again.
It must bear him to the place of truth.
Oh? Where's that?
To the west, below the setting sun.
That could be anywhere.
The netherworld, the realm of the dead.
And the king wants to go there?
It is his holy right and privilege, and you must assist him.
Me?
You are the Lord of the sky. You are blessed with knowledge of the great magic contained in the Sunstone.
I'm an engineer. I only recognize its power. I don't understand it.
Lodderick,
What?
you must try and help them. It may be our only chance of survival.
But I'm not sure that I can. That boat I saw down on Earth at Saqqara. Marianka wanted me to get that into working order, but I couldn't.
That doesn't mean it couldn't have been repaired.
I know, but I
You
don't...
must do your best.
I see. All right.
Marianka, this sunboat you want Lodderick to look at, where is it?
I am to take you there.
Very well. But I shall accompany him.
As you desire, my lord.
We seem to have been walking for hours.
It's much further than down on Earth. The corridor from under the pyramid there was only a couple of miles long.
Well, at least it's an interesting walk. Paintings and tiles. And also beautifully lit.
Where does the light come from?
From high up on the wall near the roof.
Yes, but what's its source? How's it created?
That's what I'd like to know. Ah. Well, it looks as though we're arriving somewhere at last. A door.
That's it.
What?
That door. Exactly like the one that led to the boat grave at Saqqara.
Please pass through.
Whoa. What a magnificent place.
Look at the roof. It's beautiful. A wonderful night sky.
Yes, but not the Martian sky. The constellations are those we see on Earth.
And there's the boat.
No craft that big ever sailed the ancient Nile.
This is no river boat. It is for sailing among the stars.
But it doesn't function.
No.
You would like to go aboard now?
Yes. Where's the entrance?
Along here, by the God King's cabin.
Come on, Lodderick.
If you need help, call on the peasants. They are here to serve you.
I can't think how.
They are strong. They will fetch and carry lift things.
Good. Well, if we need anything like that, I'll call you.
Thank you, my lord.
Where do we go now?
Into the cabin. Door should open.
Good Lord. Sarcophagus.
It looks like one, but inside will be the power pack.
How'd you get at it?
On Earth, this end opened.
Well, there's nothing there. Just a square block of, well, I don't know what it is.
Well, somewhere in there is the clue to the magic that Ray called Natum keeps on about.
You think you can find it?
Most unlikely, but I'll try. And we'll start by examining every inch of this insulating block.
Where are you, Lodderick?
I'm still here. I think I found something.
Oh, what?
Could you pass me the big grips? Oh, thanks. There!
What? Hey! Lodderick, I'm taking up! Come on, do something, man!
Well, I found it.
You all right?
Oh, I think so. It started to get unbearably hot in just a few seconds.
What was it you found?
Oh, something very simple. A broken metal rod. It must connect to a control somewhere in the stern. I'd like to go and find it.
Well, come on.
It's connected to the steerboard.
You mean a simple steerboard like this controls a flying ship?
Seems like it. Push that one over. That's it. Ah. Now, that would keep the rod in the off position. You hold it there while I go back and reconnect it. But don't move it, or you'll start the whole thing up again and I'll be roasted alive.
Right. You fixed it?
Yes. Now both these steerboards are connected to the power pack. I'd better just test it. Push yours over. Gently.
Right.
Oh, we're off again. Shut it down.
Right. There.
Good Lord. Did you see the light from the ship's hull as we took off?
I couldn't miss it.
My lord, it flies! It flies!
All it's done is rise up 2 feet from the ground. In any case, there's nowhere for it to fly to. You can't go far in an underground grave.
Naturally. The time has come to open up the sky. I have given orders. Quick, into the cabin.
Why?
The sky is about to split asunder.
But
we shall move out into the desert whose sand is red and whose atmosphere it is poisonous to breathe.
What about you? How do you breathe?
With this,
An animal mask?
I don the mask of Seth.
Those animal masks are space helmets.
Into the cabin, quick!
Come on, Lodderick. The roof! It's opening!
Look! The real sky!
Yeah.
The stars, galaxies, it's all there.
Where did Mary Uncle go?
To the stern. He must be going to pilot the ship.
He knows what he's doing. Here! Hold on! Did you ever feel anything so unstable?
Never. In all my life.
And then, the heavens opened, and up we rose straight out of the ground. It must have looked like a fiery chariot straight from hell.
Except it was a boat.
Bigger than the one we saw at Saqqara?
10 times bigger.
How's it controlled?
Very simply, by the steerboards in the stern.
Good Lord.
One of the blades appears to open and close an iris in the bottom of the hull. The wider it gets, the more power the ship gains, and the higher and faster she goes.
The other steerboard controls direction. It's just like steering a boat through water.
And with such a small area devoted to the motive power, it must be able to carry 100 passengers at least.
Where do they all go?
Below deck. There are beds, chairs, tables. A regular home from home.
Exactly where is the grave of this boat located?
About 3.5 miles west of the pyramid. It took us nearly an hour to walk there.
Like the boat grave on Earth.
It's strange how everything is duplicated.
Except everything seems much more ancient here.
Like the ship, you mean?
Yes. I think that's the main reason why it couldn't fly. It's worn out.
Why don't they maintain it properly?
I don't think they can. After all, a simple fracture of a control rod went undetected. Huh. If they couldn't mend that, what hope have they of maintaining a motor that even Lodderick doesn't understand?
They constantly refer to it as magic.
No scientific builder of spaceboats would do that.
You don't think they built it then?
No.
Well, then who did?
I've no idea. But before we leave Mars, I aim to find out.
The king was so pleased with the news that the sunboat had flown, he immediately called a special audience and promoted all members of Space Force to the highest official positions that law and custom would allow. Amid a great deal of pomp, and in the presence of all the court, Saxon was raised from a commoner to a high-ranking priest. In order to receive the honor, which Merianka and Nofret advised him not to refuse, he reluctantly allowed his head to be shaved. Then the king arose and spoke.
Lord of the solar bar of gleaming gold, the right eye of the Lord of heaven, priest of Horus the falcon called Ray, you shall stand on the right hand of the god King Ray called Narton, and everyone shall call you Lord.
There was a loud cry and a clash of musical instruments as Saxon was handed his most significant badge of office, a falcon head. It was to be worn at religious and ceremonial functions. It also served as a breathing mask, should he venture out onto the Cometian or Martian surface. Having been, as you might say, ordained, Saxon took his place at the king's right hand while he ceremoniously promoted Lodderick to a somewhat lesser but nonetheless exalted rank.
You are keeper of the sacred sarcophagus, conserver and preserver of the magic sunstone which lies within, and you shall be called Son of Beryl, whose task it is to drive away the shadows of darkness from the morning sky.
Lodderick's animal mask was the head of a phoenix. He put it on and took his place below the throne. Then came my turn.
You shall be called the Son of Thoth, Lord of the Moons, the Reckoner of the Years, the Scribe of Ray, the Protector of Osiris, the Keeper of all records.
Which was indeed very similar to my position aboard Space Force. Chipper was appointed my bearer. His task was to carry my writings to the God King for him to read, and then to the library, situated in the depths below the pyramid. Chipper was delighted with his newly appointed position until he received his mask.
A baboon? Why should my mask be a baboon?
The baboon is sacred.
Huh?
The patron of the scribes, the god of learning, and the son of Hom, lord of the young moon. When the moon is full, his face looks down upon us.
That's not a baboon, that's a man.
That's the Earth's moon, Chipper. Nofret is talking about a Cometian moon.
Which one? There are two.
Next full moon, why not look? The one with the baboon's face will be yours.
Oh, very funny.
The talk about moons and baboons took place some hours after the initiation ceremony, when we had returned to our quarters. Nofret had called to tell us that now we enjoyed such high rank and privileges at court, there were certain duties we were obliged to carry out.
What kind of duties?
You must officiate at the King's Jubilee, a most important celebration.
What's he celebrating?
60 years of continuous and loving rule over the two lands.
Two?
The two Kemets, upper and lower.
Oh, there's another, besides the one we're on?
Yes.
Where?
The one you inhabit.
The Earth?
We claim to rule only part of it. The part you called Egypt, known to us as Upper Kemet. This is Lower Kemet.
Why you call Earth upper?
It is nearer the sun, which we worship.
I see. Tell us about this Jubilee.
After the king has reigned 30 years, he celebrates his achievement. He also undergoes many tasks to prove his virility and his ability to remain king.
What kind of tasks?
Running, dancing, and fighting. They take place on separate days. He must accomplish them all if he is to continue his reign as king.
And what if he doesn't?
Then he will be put to death.
Put to death?
And a new king elected.
I'm glad to hear democracy still lives.
You say Nartum has reigned 60 years?
Yes.
How old was he when he came to the throne?
He was a young man.
By now he must be quite an old one.
Kemetian kings seldom live so long.
I'm not surprised. But what about our part in this? What are we expected to do?
There are many rituals to be learned. Many religious duties to be performed.
We don't know how.
The king will instruct you.
Are we to go to him?
Oh, no. No one must look upon him until the first day of celebration. He will send you all instructions by letter.
I see.
And you, son of Thoth called Magnus, will translate them.
I'm not sure that I can.
With the help of Marianka.
Ah, yes.
If you send your messenger to the king's apartment, the first letter of instruction is waiting.
Did you hear that, Chipper?
Yeah, old monkey chops at your service.
Then run along, there's a good chap.
Run along, I like that. The king's apartments are a good mile from here.
Think of all the exercise you'll be getting.
Who rattled your hatch?
Pity these Cometians haven't invented the wheel. You could have gone on your bike.
Oh, my aching ribs.
What are you so busy on, Chipper?
This messenger lark's got out of hand. Twice I've been down to the king's apartments today, only to find there was nothing to pick up.
So what are you doing?
Intercom.
What?
I've taken the intercom out of my suit and Lodderick's, and I'm going to fix up a two-way communication between here and the palace.
Oh.
Then whenever there's anything to collect, the palace doorkeeper can give me a call.
Very ingenious, but you've forgotten something.
What?
The batteries. Unless they're frequently recharged by exposing the solar cells to the rays of the sun, they'll run down.
I know that. At least I'll get a respite from running a marathon every couple of hours and finding nothing at the end of it. Ah, done it. Hey, isn't science wonderful? Hello, Sekhmet, I'm here.
My lord, another letter awaits this son of Thoth called Magnus.
Thank you, Sekhmet. Be right down.
Didn't sound as though there was much power in those batteries.
They need cooking in the sunshine.
How are you going to do that? We're not allowed outside. They think we might try to escape.
Well, of course we would. Give me half a chance.
Shh.
What's that?
Sekhmet, he can hear.
Oh, hello, Sekhmet. Can you hear me?
Speak, my lord. Sekhmet is listening.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. I'll see you in about 10 minutes. Here, Magnus. Another one.
Thank you, Chipper. As soon as Marianka gets here, I'll start on it. You did call him.
Yeah.
What have you got there?
Sekhmet gave it to me. Present from the king.
The king?
Yeah. Sees he's heard about my rigging up the intercom. He's so knocked out by my ingenuity that when he heard I needed to expose the batteries to the sunlight, he decided to send me some.
What? Sunlight?
Yeah, in here.
Oh, that's an anchor. The cross of life and eternity.
Sekhmet says the sun's inside. You open this. Look out! Oh, no! He's blinded himself!
Chipper! Chipper! How are you, Chipper?
I feel all right, but I can't see.
It'll pass off, I'm sure it will.
How long has it been now?
Nearly 3 hours, but you received the full impact of that beam.
What happened?
That anchor you opened, that's what the Cometians used to blind us.
We think it must contain a stone that emits a powerful light which is as strong as the sun itself.
A sort of sunstone.
Oh. Now, you just lie still and keep your eyes closed.
Magnus.
Yeah?
Yeah. This is a bit of luck.
Chipper blinded, and you call it luck?
It could be. Just think. Chipper will be okay soon. The sunstone only blinds people briefly.
What of it?
Oh, don't you see? It's a most effective, almost peaceful weapon. We've got one.
You want to use it?
If necessary. It could help us escape from here and back to the ship.
But the ship is outside. We'd never make it without spacesuits.
We don't need them. We have the animal masks. They'll enable us to breathe even in the Martian atmosphere.
Of course.
All we need is careful planning and the will. Now, this Jubilee, this coronation festival, the celebration of the unity of the two worlds, whatever it is, I understand it takes place in the open, up on the surface in what Marianka calls the Sedfest complex. Isn't that right, Magnus?
It's a large courtyard built specially for the festival, where the king performs all his virility tests.
Well, they go on for some days. Now, we'll be able to study the layout of the courtyard and its relationship to the pyramid. We'll have plenty of time in which to plan an escape. I gather very few people watch these kingly tests.
Only priests and the highest court officials, which includes us.
That's it, then. On the day the king proves his virility, we'll prove ours. We'll be up and away before you can say Horus.
Within a few hours, Chipper was fully recovered. Meanwhile, Lodderick carefully assessed the potential of the Sunstone. He played the beam onto the run-down intercom batteries, and within seconds they were completely charged and usable. Opening the anchor, just the smallest possible chink filled the room with enough light for all to read by.
The power of this tiny stone is incredible. It's only the size of a pinhead.
Extraordinary.
Wait a minute. The cavity in which it's kept is about 1 inch across.
Well,
I think that must have been the size of the stone when it was first put in there.
So it's reduced in size.
how long do you think it's taken?
It probably loses a few atoms every time the glass is opened.
Could have taken hundreds of years.
Well, in case we're wrong, don't use it. Unless you have to. Keep it for emergencies only. We need it for our escape.
The first day of Jubilee arrived. We entered the Sedfest area via a hall of columns and a mortuary chapel. After long incantations and ceremonies involving incense and the spreading of sand, we passed out into the bright sunshine of the courtyard itself. It was empty but for 2 horseshoe-shaped structures, one at each end of the courtyard, and a line of false fronts of buildings which were probably meant to be mortuary chapels. At the far end was a throne of stone. Seated on it was a small, thin man, enclosed in a tight-fitting wrap and a small red hat or crown. We took our places, wearing our masks, and lined up on either side of the courtyard facing inwards. There was no sound. Saxon, who was only a foot or 2 from me, whispered,
He's so frail. He must be very old. When do the tests begin? As soon as Marianka gives the signal. There. Now.
Marianka, who held a scepter high above his head, had lowered it. Immediately the frail figure on the throne sprang to life. He leapt to the ground, his cloak falling from him, and then, stark naked but for his hawk head and crown, began to run as fast as his legs could take him. He ran round the perimeter of the courtyard 4 times, and then, exhausted almost to the point of collapse, returned to where he had begun. He picked up the wrap from the ground, put it round his shoulders, and slumped back onto his throne. We returned underground. The peasants knew, by the psalms the priest chanted, that the first day's virility test had been passed. They danced and sang, drank deeply, and began to eye the handmaidens. We returned in stately formality to our quarters.
That poor old bloke forced to run round that courtyard like he was an Olympic champion.
He easily could have been.
Even so, it's a grueling test to put an old man to. How he managed so well amazes me.
He was running for his life. If he fails, he dies.
What does he have to do tomorrow?
The dance. A ritual dance, lasting hours, apparently.
Do you think he'll last out?
Oh, yes.
And what's the final test?
The fight. He's attacked by 4 spearmen at once, all approaching him from the 4 cardinal points of the compass.
And that's when all the priests gather at the far end?
Yes.
Then that's the day we make a run for it.
How?
The courtyard runs along a north-south line. That means the Land Explorer and the Solomobiles are on the other side of the wall behind us. It's partly in ruins and easy to scale. Now, while the king's fighting and the priests are watching, we hop over the wall, pick up the transport, and make for the ship.
Great plan, sir.
But what if they come after us?
I'm banking on their thinking their religious ceremony is too important. But if they follow, we give them a blinding flash of the anchor, And run harder.
The next day we attended the dance test. While he danced, the king carried a heavy stone mace and a long, heavy scepter of solid gold. The sun rose, and the heat welled up from the red sand floor. The sweat poured off the old man's back. As he passed close to me during one of his wildest gyrations, I could hear him gasping for breath inside his mask. He staggered, made an effort to dance on, and staggered again. Nobody moved. No helping hand was offered. No word of encouragement. Martin gave a violent twist. His knees crumbled and he fell to the red dust. It clung to his sweating body the color of blood. He rolled onto his back, his hawk head staring glassily at the sky, his chest heaving violently. Saxon made to go forward, but he was stopped by Marianka. The sun rose higher, and hours passed. It had begun to dip towards the horizon before Marianka decided that Nartum was unable to rise. He was no longer king. We carried the god King Ray, called Nartum, back to the boat grave. He was still breathing. Once underground, he was handed over to the servants of the bedchamber, who took him to his quarters and placed him on the royal bed. The moment the peasants heard that the king had failed on only the second test, they ceased celebrating and shrank back to their own quarters. So did the musicians, bearers, and handmaidens. We decided that quarters was the best place for us, too.
Well, so much for our escape tomorrow.
Forget the escape. What about the king?
What about him?
He has failed the test.
I'm not surprised at his age.
Remember what we were told? The inevitable consequence of failure is death.
That's right. Nofret told us.
But that's not all. When he elevated us to high-ranking court officials, we swore an oath.
Of course.
We swore that we would serve him as long as he lived, in this world and the next.
Hey?
When he dies, I think we will share his fate.
Oh, no. What are we
Well, he's not dead yet, so let's turn our minds to escaping from here.
Someone come.
Oh, no Fred.
I bring joyful news.
Yes?
The king has departed this world.
Already?
You are to travel with him to the Golden Land. You will travel with him to the land of truth. Dwell with him in the house of gold.
Where exactly is the land of truth?
In the west, beyond the setting sun. We have many duties to fulfill before we leave. I must return to the temple at once.
But what about us?
You must fast and pray, and undergo the ceremony of purification.
I see.
When you are required, you will be sent for.
Wait, what?
Fat lot of information we got out of her.
Well, we better find out what's likely to happen from somewhere.
Magnus could find out.
Me?
That's right. Must be 3 months since you became court scribe.
Yes, a little more.
Well, you must have discovered quite a lot about their customs. Even begun to learn something of their picture writing by this time.
Yes, I must admit I'm beginning to understand a great deal of it.
And you're constantly working with Marianka on interpreting the king's letters.
Yes.
Well, then it can't be too difficult for you to find out what's going to happen to us.
You might even learn where this netherworld is located.
If we knew that, it might help us plan our escape.
Yes. I'll see what I can do.
Well, find out all you can. Anything. Anything at all.
Magnus! Saxon, it's Magnus!
At last. You've been gone nearly a week.
Now, you can blame Marianka for that. Once I began to ask him questions, he wouldn't let me go until he'd answered them all in detail.
Oh.
Up half the night, every night, explaining rituals, tomb texts, coffin texts, mummification.
Mummification? They're not going to do that to me.
This Cometian obsession with death, it's beyond belief.
It's sick.
Oh, Marianka explained that the Cometian obsession with death is due to his devotion to life.
What?
Well, the best existence a man can hope for in the next life is one that contains all the things most desired in this. He can ask only that things continue just as they were.
Not for anything better?
No. If you're a peasant in this world, you can expect to be a peasant in the next.
Very nice if you're a king or some high-ranking court official.
For which the peasant should be grateful.
I don't see how.
Only a god can enjoy the full pleasures of the afterlife. When he dies, a king automatically becomes a god, but he's also still a king. And he needs his court, his priests, his peasants, his whole entourage round him. He takes them all with him after death, and his servants are grateful, for only by serving the god can they even hope to reach the next world.
What about the others, the ones left behind?
They know only one life, and then oblivion. In the word, there is life. Without it, there is nothing.
Charming. But suppose, in spite of all that, they don't want to go.
Well, that's too bad. All servants swear to serve their king in this world and the next. There is no escape. How remote were our chances of escape was demonstrated only a few days later. Marianka ordered us to attend a special court within the precincts of the old royal quarters. We had been called to witness a trial. In an elaborately carved chair placed upon a dais sat Marianka, clad in the simplest of his many priestly costumes. He signed for us to take up positions behind him. At his side stood Nofret. And below us, on the ground at the foot of the dais, were 3 prostrate peasants. Each peasant had the foot of an armed guard placed firmly on his neck, intent, it seemed, on grinding the prisoner's face into the floor. Another guard stood by, spear at the ready, should any prisoner attempt to escape, which appeared most unlikely, as all 3 were trembling with fear. Then Nofret spoke.
Dogs, sons of Apophis, demons, eaters of hearts, defilers of the sacred sword, lower than the serpent's belly, traitors, look upon your blood.
There was a flash of light from Nofret's anchor, and cries from the prisoners as they were blinded by its brightness. Then their cries turned to shrieks, as each of them was run through by the guardsmen's spears.
For heaven's sake, Marianka, what's going on?
When a man becomes servant to the king, he contracts to serve him forever. These men were servants to the god-king. When they heard of his death, they tried to avoid the responsibility of their contract by running away. May others who have ideas of doing likewise profit by their
Planning to escape, as though the whole trial and execution was put on just for our benefit.
They were genuine deserters. They tried to avoid their responsibilities. Now they've been forced to accept them.
By being blinded and then speared to death.
According to Marianka, they've gone to the underworld to await the king at the door of the House of Gold, where they will serve him forever. He also says that as the officially appointed court scribe, I am to record all the events as they happen and leave them in the king's tomb.
I see. What else does he say?
Soon we're to witness the placing of the king's mummified body into its 3 coffins.
Why does he have to be mummified?
A body is just as essential to existence in the afterlife as in this. Therefore, it must be preserved. At least that is what the Cometians think.
I shall be quite happy to preserve my body just for this life.
Same here. I'd rather continue it down on Earth.
Marianka.
Good. You are ready. Now, we witness the placing of the mummy in the coffins.
Do we need 8 armed guards for that?
My lord, they have been appointed to watch over and protect you. You must not come to any harm before the funeral. You are essential to its taking place.
We attended the laying of Natum in his 3 coffins. The smallest contained his dehydrated, bandaged body. A death mask molded to his face revealed the handsome features of a strong, charactered, determined man. The mask was painted gold. The wig which surrounded it was jet black. The middle coffin was molded to the shape of its owner, and its smooth surface was brightly painted in a feather design, representing the wings of the falcon god called Ray. This human-shaped coffin was placed in another. The interiors of the 2 larger coffins were totally covered with bands of picture texts from religious writings. For among all the amulets, totems, talisman, and charms associated with the dead king, none was so powerful as the word.
At the opening of thy mouth thou bringest forth the word, and the word giveth life to all creation. To speak the name of the dead is to make him live. Let thy name, O Martian, be spoken forever.
Marianka chanted throughout the ceremony, after which, having been suitably purified by being sprinkled with holy water, we retired to our quarters.
Another major ceremony over, and we're no nearer getting out of here than before the king died.
We must be patient.
With 8 armed guards standing over us, observing every move.
For our protection, so Marianka says.
Yeah, you try making a run for it, see how much protection you'll get.
We've got to reach the surface somehow. On our own, unseen.
The boat grave is the only way out.
How's that opened?
By an incredible amount of manpower. It takes the combined strength of 50 peasants just to open the roof.
Where's the mechanism?
In one of the chambers leading out to the grave, presumably. But even that must be closed and airtight before the roof can be raised. Yeah. Otherwise they'd lose all their breathable atmosphere.
It all seems hopeless. What's the next religious ceremony we're expected to attend?
The funeral procession, and then the funeral itself.
Which involves a journey to the underworld.
So I understand.
If we only knew where that was.
Well, we shall soon find out.
Oh?
The purification ceremonies begin tomorrow.
For how long?
6 days. Then will come the moment of truth. Six times we were purified. On the 7th day, the great procession wended its way towards the boat grave, where the mummified body of the god King Ray, called Natum, was to be ceremoniously laid in the airtight cabin of the sunboat. The royal household staff and a number of representative artisans and peasants made up the greater part of the procession, each carrying an article or tool to indicate his or her trade. The cooks carried knives and cooking pots. Attendants of the bedchamber bore a model of the king's bed, tables, chairs, and wall matting. Then came the peasants with their hoes and scythes, the boat builders with a model of the very boat they were now boarding, and brickmakers bearing 4 magic bricks to place in the king's tomb. All boarded the boat and descended to the spacious area below deck. We took our place with the king in the boat's airtight cabin in the middle of the upper deck. This also contained the artificial sarcophagus on which the king's coffins were placed. We grouped ourselves around the bier in positions that represented the 4 cardinal points. Nofret took up a position to the south of the king, which was at his feet. We then had to wait while Marianka and his minions walked around the ship and purified it by sprinkling it with water.
What have you brought there, Chipper?
The intercom set. Marianka insisted on it. The insignia of my royal duties, he said. Oh, yeah. Very useful to the king in his new life. And, the anchor may be useful to us.
Now, Fred, does the king really need all the people who boarded this boat? There can hardly be room to move down below.
As in the old life, so in the new.
But why did they bring all that furniture?
The king must sleep, sit, write, read, pray. Nothing is different.
And all that food?
The journey is long. We shall all need sustenance until we reach the House of Gold.
Beyond the setting sun?
That's right.
Do we really fly to this mythical place?
To reach the land of truth, we must first overcome the powers of darkness.
The powers of darkness?
Yes. They are...
Prepare yourselves for the dark and dangerous journey.
Are we actually going to take off?
Of course. How else can the god king, Ray called Natum, conquer death and experience regeneration? In just a few moments, the heavens will open and we shall be on our way. You must remain here at all times and defend the god king against his enemies.
But he's already dead. Who can harm him now?
The powers of darkness that would consume the sun would also prevent the resurrection of Ray called Natum and condemn him to the underworld forever.
You must be quick, my lord. The time is near.
Give me my spear and the mask of Seth. I must take my position on guard.
Outside?
I must. How else can what is written be fulfilled?
He's going to stand guard out there in the bows.
And it is all pretense. He'd never stand out there if he were really going. It'd be impossible.
But at the very moment Chipper was expressing his doubts about our taking a genuine flight, the star-painted roof of the boat grave rolled back to reveal the jet-black, diamond-studded Martian night sky. Immediately the sunboat gave a slight shudder, rose slowly from her berth, and began to gain height. Then we heard a great wailing from 100 voices down in the hold.
What's that terrible sound?
The people below deck know our journey through the underworld is just beginning. They are afraid of what might happen.
Can you see out, any of you?
I can make out the top of the pyramid. We've just risen above it.
I can see it too, but where's the light coming from? What's lighting it up?
We are. It's the light from our power pack. It's coming from the ship's hull.
Oh, did you feel that?
Yeah, we're changing direction towards the east.
East? Marianka and Nofret have always insisted that the land of truth, the netherworld, lies to the west.
Beyond the sunset.
Then why are you heading away from it?
Before we reach the light, we must drive away the evil powers of darkness.
We're building up quite a speed to do it.
What's our altitude, do you reckon?
A couple of 100 meters, no more. Can you see Marianka out there?
Yeah, I can just make him out. Standing stiff as a statue, spear at the ready.
For what?
I don't know, but he and Nofret certainly seem to be expecting trouble. How long have we been flying now?
About 11 hours.
All on the dark side of the planet. This must be the world of darkness they keep on about.
We should meet the sun any moment.
Going round the other way.
What?
Well, appearing to come round the other way, if you must be technical.
Marianka's still there. How can he stand so still for so long?
How does he cope with the cold? The ship's covered with ice.
Ice?
Dry ice. Carbon dioxide. There's no water on the surface of Mars.
Oh, there is under it. Otherwise... Oh, great Scott! What was that?
What did we hit?
Look at Marianka.
Blimey! He's gone bonkers! He's shadow fighting with his spear!
He's Apophis, the great invisible darkness. The monster serpent, the evil one. Every morning he tried to devour the sun and leave the world cold and without stability.
What's Marianka doing?
He is fending off the serpent.
With just a spear?
I see no serpent.
He is there. Look! Marianka! He is winning!
Huh?
Look at the sky, red with the serpent's blood, redder than the sand of Kemet.
First rays of light from the morning sun.
It is staining the whole sky.
Typical Martian sunrise. Who does she think she's kidding?
Then what did we hit?
I don't know.
Marianka's kneeling down.
What? Hurt?
Oh, just exhausted. He's getting up. He's coming back to the deck house. I think the fight's over.
How did he maintain his balance? I don't understand how he can...
Marianka has trained all his life for this. It is his family's duty. His father fought the serpent 3 times.
He's into the airlock.
Marianka!
The fight's exhausted him.
He's covered with blood. Where's it all coming from?
A lot of double punctures all over his body.
Just like the bites of a very large serpent.
It's impossible.
Help me clean him up.
Leave him.
What?
Only I know the magic words for the healing of the wounds inflicted by Apophis. Let him lie where he is.
Well, if you say so. If you ask me, it'll take more than a few words to heal that lot.
Out of the darkness and into the sunshine.
And almost directly over the place we started from. Look, there's the boat grave.
And over there, look, to the north, the ship.
It doesn't look as though anyone's been near her.
No, and there's the Land Explorer and the Solomobiles.
They look so close, but we'll never get to them.
Don't give up, Chipper. Now we've killed off the dragon, we'll be landing again. We'll get our chance.
Hello, we're slowing.
About to land, I shouldn't wonder.
No, we're not. We're only changing course.
Huh?
No, Fred, where are we going?
We have passed through the underworld. We now go to the land of truth.
Aren't we going to land?
Not on Kemet. Never again. Ever.
How long is it now?
5 days and 4 hours, roughly.
Estimated speed?
I'd say 1,000 an hour, again, roughly.
Which means we've come about 120,000 miles. We must be heading for the asteroid belt.
I can't believe that. Provided we are on the correct path, we could only reach it in about 13 years.
13 years?
We won't last a tenth of that time.
You don't understand.
Food will run out in about 3 months.
It must be hell down in that hold. All those people and so little room.
We must turn back, otherwise this will be a ship of the dead.
But this is a ship of the dead. That is its sole purpose, to transport the dead to the land of truth.
Well, there's one corpse only on this vessel. Everyone else is alive and kicking.
But not for long. Soon they will join their lord and master in the netherworld, where they will serve him as they did on Comet.
In my estimation, the nearest planet we can land on, other than Kemet, is 13 years away.
No, not 13 years. 13 days.
What?
I've just remembered something Mary Anchor told me. 13 days to the House of Gold.
Saxon! Saxon, wake up!
What is it?
We think we can see it. The House of Gold.
Where?
Directly ahead. Come and look.
A lone asteroid not 1,000,000 miles from Mars.
And undetected on Earth.
How large do you estimate that body to be, Lodderick?
I'd say about 500 miles diameter. Almost as big as Ceres.
Perfectly formed. A beautiful globe. Unlike most asteroids.
Gorgeous colour.
Yes, due to some freak reflection from its surface, I should think. Are we definitely landing there?
Yes, Mary Anchor says so.
He's recovered then.
Yes, quite remarkable.
And he was right. 13 days, not 13 years.
He's not often wrong.
When does he say we land?
Tomorrow, at a golden sunrise. Somewhere on the surface there is a boat grave, just like the ones on Comet and on Earth.
A step pyramid too, I suppose.
Very likely. According to Nofret, once we've landed, sufficient men wearing animal masks will be allowed off. They'll enter the necropolis, go to the boat grave and open it up. Then we sail in.
They certainly know what they're doing.
We landed and entered the boat grave, whose painted roof then closed in on us. We disembarked and held another funeral procession, but in reverse. The god King Ray, called Natum, was laid to rest in a magnificent chamber, reminiscent of his bedroom in the royal palace. Other chambers leading from the bedroom were also very familiar. In them were stored the funerary furniture, religious objects, and jars of food, water, and wine, enough to feast his whole court for a year. The walls were adorned with scenes of Cometian life. Then, the final ceremonies over, we were led towards a vast hall where, we understood, a superb feast was to be held.
What are these other chambers? Who's buried in those?
Ancient kings who died on Earth.
How did they get here?
We brought them back, first to Comet and then to their golden home.
And who is the king in that chamber we've just passed?
He is known as Cheops, the builder of the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Ah, but he was never buried in it.
He was.
Hundreds of years before the pyramid was broken into, my ancestors removed his coffin and his mummy to Kemet, and then here.
Since then, the plundering of tombs has been so constant we have been unable to restore them all.
Yes, but we intend to retrieve all we can.
Oh, blimey, this looks more like an orgy than a feast.
In ancient Egypt, I understand it was often much the same thing.
Here, enjoy yourself.
Oh, no, thank you. We have strict orders. We are not allowed to partake.
Look at this. A model coffin full of food.
Look upon this, then eat, drink, and be merry.
Yes, for tomorrow we die.
The way they're whooping it up, you'd think they'd all been told they had another 100 years to live instead of only one day.
Which brings us to our own precarious position.
Precarious?
Mary Anchor and Nofret were here. They left us these.
What are they?
Gifts, games mostly. To while away the last hours. They said we had a choice. We could take poison and then go to our allotted place to die, or we could just wait for death to overtake us. I chose the latter on all our behalfs.
Thanks a bunch. By the way, where are Mary Anchor and Nofret now?
Gone to perform some religious ceremony deep inside the planet.
Which death did they choose? Quick poison or slow starvation?
Didn't ask them.
I wonder.
What?
Something Nofret said just after the sacred fight with the serpent Apophis.
Well?
She said Marianka's father had fought the serpent 3 times. That must mean he'd attended 3 funerals.
Yes.
Well, if he attended 3, it means he must have come back from at least 2.
So you think Marianka will be returning from this one?
Exactly.
More than possible. Marianka and Nofret do not serve the king. They serve the gods. And so long as the gods live, they live.
The boat grave! Come on!
Do you know the way? It was a very complicated route getting here.
We'll split up into 2 pairs. Give us twice the chance of finding it.
How can we keep in touch?
With my royal intercom, we'll take 1 each. Should carry a fair distance even inside this planet.
Come on, before it's too late!
Saxon, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, but very faint. Contact's very difficult. We may have some news any minute.
You know the way you took?
I've marked it. It's easy to follow. Wait a minute, I think we're here.
You found it?
The first portcullis. We'll call you back.
Roger.
Come on, Chipper. You've had experience opening portcullises.
It's finely balanced. Once it starts moving... There. Up she goes. Oh, that's one. There's the other. That leads to the boat grave.
Yeah, well, we must put our masks on first in order to breathe.
Not if the roof's closed.
We can't take a chance. Now, put it on.
Okay. There. How's that?
Good. You hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Then let's open portcullis number 2. One more push. Now.
And there's the boat grave. Oh, blimey.
They've gone. Back to Kemet. Without us.
I knew we couldn't trust those 2. Now what do we do?
I don't know. With no boat to fly us out, we're stuck here for the rest of our days.
Can you hear me?
Yes, just. Go ahead.
Did you find it?
We found it all right.
And Marianka and Nofret?
No, nor the boat.
So what do we do now?
We'll come back to you.
Then mark the route well. Find a way round the banqueting hall, not through it.
Why?
The food and drink were poisoned. Nearly all the royal entourage are now dead.
Good God.
A handful of retainers who knew better than to eat the food are busy carrying them to their appointed tombs.
Oh.
Then they've sworn to lay themselves in their own coffins and take the fatal draught. One of them said we die in order that we may continue to live.
We'll find another way back. Then we'll hold a council of war and plot our next move. So, that's the plan. Move to the other apartments, taking as much of the king's furniture as we need to keep us comfortable.
And his food?
Yes.
How long will it stay fresh?
2 or 3 weeks, no longer.
And in that time, we have to find our way to the surface.
And then?
Oh, heaven knows. But remember, carry your animal masks at all times. If we should be lucky enough to break out, they are our only means of survival.
Saxon. Magnus calling.
Hello, Magnus.
Lodderick and I have made an incredible discovery.
Oh, what's that?
A wall painting.
A painting?
Is that all?
You don't understand. It's a painting such as I've never seen. You must come and look at it.
What's so special about it?
I think it contains the answers to many questions that have puzzled us these last few months.
Such as?
Who the Cometians are, how they got here, and their links with Earth.
It tells you that.
A couple of days studying and interpreting the picture script would tell me a great deal more.
Where are you?
End of number 7 gallery. Bottom of steps leading from corridor reached by the left-hand fork.
We'll be with you soon. I must admit it is very remarkable.
And very ancient.
Why so many boats?
They're all sunboats.
Just like the one we came in.
Yes, a whole fleet of them. And all packed with people.
You can interpret that picture writing.
Yes, I think I can. Marianka was a good teacher.
Well, don't take too long. We haven't the time.
I realize that.
And while you're doing it, we'll carry on exploring. You'll be all right alone? I'd like Lodderick to come with us.
Oh, perfectly all right.
Come on then, Chipper. And you, Lodderick.
Right.
Let's see what we can find. corridor leading upwards would be most encouraging.
Downwards, always downwards. We'll soon be at the very centre.
A few hundred miles before we get there.
Do you know something?
Eh?
I think the walls are beginning to glow. Look. How far can you see ahead?
I thought it was my eyes getting used to the darkness.
I wonder where this leads to.
Straight to hell. The way's steep enough.
Hell or high water, let's follow it. Come on.
Hello, Saxon. Receiving you loud and clear.
Hello, Magnus. What do you want?
I don't want anything. You called me.
No, we didn't.
But I distinctly heard.
I must have switched the intercom on by mistake. You heard us talking.
Oh, sorry.
Call you again later.
Right.
It's getting brighter.
And hotter.
The walls are positively glowing.
You could read newsprint by this light.
I've never heard of anything like this down on Earth.
Except in volcanoes.
But there the heat would be unbearable. Here it's a little hotter than the summer sun.
Maybe that's what it is. The sun.
What?
Glowing rocks lie inside the sun.
Gas, Chipper. There are no molten rocks in the sun.
Oh. Well, what about the rock and the anchor? Merry Anchor always called it the Sunstone.
Maybe this is where the Cometians mined it.
Then why didn't they replenish their ships and all the anchors the priests carried?
Hello, Saxon. Receiving you.
Magnus,
Hello?
I didn't call.
But I distinctly heard you.
Perhaps we'd better come back.
No, I'm sorry. You carry on. I'm all right.
You sure?
Absolutely.
Right, let's get on.
I don't think we can go any further. It's getting too hot.
How deep are we?
About a mile, I'd say.
What must the temperature be like a few miles below here?
We'll press on a little further, just as far as we can see.
How far is it?
Oh, about 1,000 meters, I'd guess, to where the gallery begins to bend.
I'm having difficulty breathing.
Me too.
Well, put on your masks. See if that helps.
Yes, much better.
Lodderick?
Much easier.
Then let's go.
It stretches on forever.
It's brighter and hotter.
Oh, look!
What?
A mummified body walking towards us.
Where?
There! Oh, it's gone.
Quick, after it!
Hey?
Come on, Chipper, there's no such thing as a walking mummy.
But I saw it. Oh, white, like it was bandaged from head to foot, and a horrible round hole for a face.
Did you see it, Lodderick?
I caught a glimpse of it. It was certainly all white. It retreated as soon as it saw us.
This is about where it is.
Well, there's no sign of it.
Well, it was here.
Well, maybe there's another gallery leading off this one. No, nothing.
Could be another turning off that.
Well, if we indiscriminately follow every turning we see, we'll get lost for certain.
And roasted.
Yes. We've come far enough.
Hey, you gonna let that thing get away?
Well, whatever it was not a mummy. Well, let's get back to where it's cooler. Where we can take these masks off.
Better than a Turkish bath down there.
Hello, Magnus. Magnus. Saxon calling.
Commander Berry, where are you?
You know where we are. Wait a minute, that's not Magnus.
Magnus? No.
Who is it?
This is Rogers, captain of freighter number 2.
Rogers.
Captain Rogers.
I can't believe it. Where are you?
I'm in freighter number 2, 20 miles above the surface of a golden asteroid. Is it true that you're on it?
Yes.
Then you could be in great danger.
More than we are already.
I sent Lieutenants Emery and Aldred down. Emery reports seeing animal-headed humans that inhabit the galleries, so be on your guard.
That's us. He saw us.
You?
Yes, wearing masks, and we saw him, then we lost him. How did you know that we were here?
Magnus. He heard us calling each other. He thought it was you. Now wait where you are. How can Emery and Aldred locate you?
At the end of the long gallery.
And this is where you've been living? In a tomb?
All tombs are replicas of the places where the deceased lived during his lifetime, Lieutenant. This is the replica of a palace, hence all the ancient luxury.
I suppose this is all connected with that spacecraft we sighted.
Spacecraft?
Yes.
What did it look like?
Like an ancient boat, flying through the sky with an unbearably bright light shining from
A
it.
sunboat. That's the one that Lodderick repaired, which brought us here from Mars.
Where did you see it?
Just after we sighted this planet. We thought it must have come from here.
It did. But what are you doing in this area anyway?
On our way back to Mars. Well, we hadn't heard from you since you landed there. We were coming back to see why.
Thank goodness you did.
There's something very strange about this asteroid.
Oh?
It has a powerful magnetic field, all concentrated in the core, which is very large.
It's a sunstone.
What's that?
Show him, Chipper. Open the anchor, but be careful.
What the? Is it a laser beam?
We don't think so, but it's very powerful. The people we met on Mars used it, and not only for light, as a weapon, and to drive their sunboat through the sky.
People? On Mars?
Yes.
Well, they must be very advanced.
Not at all.
No, they're primitive.
They appear to have hardly left the Bronze Age, or the Stone Age even.
Yet they have all this technology.
They have it, but they haven't the slightest idea how to handle it.
Then how did they come by it?
That's the great mystery.
But not for much longer.
What? Why not, Magnus?
That wall painting we found. As I said, it explains everything. Or will do when I finish translating it. While I worked as fast as I could, interpreting the huge painting in Gallery 7, Saxon showed the wonders of the golden asteroid to Emery and Aldred. Then, finally, I summoned everyone to a meeting to be held in the comfort of our luxurious, if sepulchral, quarters.
Let's hear your theories then, Magnus. We're all ears.
The painting is an historical document. It tells where the Cometians came from and what has happened to them over the last 10,000 years or so.
10,000?
That's when they first introduced the Earth to civilization.
What?
The Cometians did not originate on Mars.
They have a flourishing civilization going under its surface.
They have now, but they originated on another planet entirely.
Where?
Where the main asteroid belt now orbits, between Mars and Jupiter. The golden asteroid we are on is all that's left of it.
What happened?
Its orbit was a little too eccentric. It moved a little too close to Jupiter and became subjected to the gravitational influence of that giant planet. That proved fatal. Jupiter not only pulled the golden planet out of its original orbit, it caused its interior to boil. Great volcanoes erupted and spewed the golden inside over the surface. The orbit became more and more eccentric, and as it did, so the planet's path round the sun became more elongated. Soon its orbit was similar to that of a comet, and it was returning to the area of Jupiter only once in 100 years. Each time it returned, if its orbital position coincided with that of Jupiter's, it suffered dreadfully from the giant planet's gravitational pull. Finally, it was literally torn apart.
What about the people who were living on it?
They realized that sooner or later their planet must break up, so they made plans to leave it. They built a fleet of sunboats propelled by the powerful energized stone found beneath the golden surface and headed for Mars. Well, as many as the boats could carry.
How many was that?
As far as I can make out, only a couple of hundred or so. Only 2 boats actually reached Mars. They found the planet so inhospitable they were forced to live under its surface, as they had done on the Golden Planet. In fact, they even duplicated the pyramids and underground complexes they'd known in their original home.
And did any follow these Martian pioneers?
I don't think so. The next time the Golden Planet passed close to Jupiter, it was split asunder. Its fragments, including the one we're on now, have been drifting in eccentric orbit round the sun ever since.
But how did those who reached Mars come to introduce civilization to Earth?
They found Mars so inhospitable, they decided to find a new place to live. They came to Earth.
When?
About 7,000 years ago. They landed somewhere to the south of the Nile Delta. They immediately felt comfortable. The golden sand reminded them of home.
Weren't there any people there already?
Only the most primitive of Earthmen. Hunters, mainly, with crude stone tools. The Cometians soon overcame them. But at the same time, they taught them the refinements of civilization, to sow and reap, to build, to control the waters of the Nile, to write, paint, and make music. In return, the Cometians ruled over them. They were the king gods of the ancient world, whose main ambition in life was to be taken back to the Golden Planet after death. Contact between the royal rulers down on Earth and their near relatives living on Mars was maintained. Whenever the Golden Planet returned to the asteroid belt, the Cometians on Earth and Mars tried to carry as many royal dead to the Golden Necropolis as possible.
Including some who have been dead for thousands of years, like Tutankhamun and Cheops.
Exactly. One reason why Egyptologists find so many empty tombs is that the deceased have already been carried away by their Martian descendants, ready for transfer to Golden Comet.
But you said there are only 2 boats.
They are all that have survived. The power of the sunstone that drives them has slowly diminished. After 7,000 years, it must be nearly exhausted.
Like the sunstone in the anchor the king gave me.
Quite.
But they still have some power in them, possibly enough to get at least one boat to Earth.
And another from Mars to here.
And back, if that's where Marianka and Nofret have gone.
Where else?
We must get after them, get hold of their ship.
What for?
For the sunstone, of course. It could completely revolutionize energy supply down on Earth. And space travel.
I thought you said the core of this asteroid was full of it.
It probably is, but how did you get at it without being roasted?
Somewhere in the ancient records, the method must be recorded. Wouldn't you think so, Magnus?
Yes, probably, yes.
And Marianka is the man who knows where those records would be kept.
But right now, Marianka is back on Mars.
Right. Then we'll just have to follow him. Switch to telescopic lens.
We're closing in on the Martian surface.
Good. And there's Space Force, just as we left her.
So I see. There's the transporter, and you could just make out the Solomobile, see? On the sun side of the pyramid.
Looks like an ordinary hunk of rock from up here. Well weathered, too.
It is well weathered. Now, how many does this capsule hold?
3 maximum.
Very well. Drop Lodderick and me over near the pyramid, go back for Chipper and Magnus, and drop them near Space Force, which they'll board. Once we're in contact, we shall endeavour to salvage the vehicle.
What about the spacesuits?
Oh, they're deep inside the pyramid. We'll wear the masks.
Hello, Saxon. Chipper calling.
Hello, Chipper, receiving you.
Magnus and I are safely inside Space Force.
How does she look?
Exactly as we left her. Nobody's been in here.
Hi. Lodderick and I are at the base of the pyramid. We're about to collect the Solomobiles.
They appear to be exactly as we left them too.
We'll lift them onto the transporter. How on...
Wait a minute, look! At the base of the pyramid, a row of animal heads.
Good God.
There must be 50 of them.
Keep calm. Do any of them have an anchor?
I don't know. I can't see.
Well, mine's ready.
They're advancing. We'll never stop them all.
Be ready to run, then.
Too far to the vehicle. We won't... Look, Saxon, look. They're all prostrating themselves.
Bowing down to us.
Who's this approaching?
Hawk's Head, a high priest, it must be.
Greetings, son of Rayful Saxon, lord of the Sunbirds, the eye of heaven.
Our greetings to you, servant of Horus, keeper of the holy anchor.
Why are they honouring us?
I think I know.
The priests of Comet, having seen Saxon and Lodderick, were convinced the Earthmen had returned from the dead, and were overawed by their power. Once Saxon realized this, he and Lodderick decided to take full advantage of the situation.
Yes, it is true. We have returned from the House of Gold where it dwells in the land of truth. We have returned to collect our white body cases and to make offering at the boat grave to the spirit of Re, son of Horus, called Natun. You have food and wine suitable for the occasion.
We will bring it, Lord.
We also wish to speak to Marianka, keeper of the Sunboat, he who knows the ancient records of your race.
That is not possible. He and Nofret are no longer here.
Where are they?
They are journeying to Upper Kemet.
Upper Kemet?
Egypt. The Saqqara Pyramid. We must follow them there. Hello, Freighter 2. Flagship here.
Hello, Flagship. Lieutenant Aldred calling.
We've taken off and are bound for Earth. You're quite clear about your duties from now on.
To rejoin Freighter 1 at the asteroid belt and continue constructing the Hayden Howells observational platform in vicinity of Ceres.
Right. Space Force will rejoin the expedition as soon as our business on Earth is completed.
Message received and understood. Good luck, Space Force.
And to you. Over and out. Finished with the transmitter now, Chipper? What's the matter?
It's this anchor.
What's wrong with it?
It won't work. The stone's in there, but it doesn't emit any light.
Try opening it more.
Wide open. Nothing.
It's come to the end of its life.
When we reached Earth some months later, Saxon told our story to the Space Expedition's headquarters. It was received with a considerable amount of skepticism. However, at his request, we were allowed to return to Egypt, where, in collaboration with the Egyptian Department of Antiquities, we began a search for the lost tomb and the boat grave. Only Chipper and Lodderick had actually been there. They led the Egyptian antiquarians to the spot where they thought the boat grave lay, but hours of searching failed to reveal it. It was then decided to search from inside the pyramid.
This is it! I remember this door, with the writing all over it and a relief carving of Nofret.
This door is well known to us. It does not lead anywhere. It is false.
Oh, no, it isn't. What we need is a lever, a crowbar.
Like this?
The very thing. Now, place it here. Come on, Rick. Help me push it down.
Sure.
Hey. You can all help. Hey. Push. There. There she goes. There you are, what'd I tell you? False, eh?
Remarkable. Not seen for thousands of years.
We've seen it. We've been here before.
Then where are your footprints? This dust has lain undisturbed for centuries.
He's right, Chipper. No sign of your having been along here.
Then let us lead the way. That will show whether we've been here before or not.
Yes, lead the way. This is most extraordinary.
And here's the stone cupboard with the statue of the dead noble inside.
A serdab.
Eh?
A serdab. It is not a stone cupboard. It is called a serdab.
Yeah, well, I was just about to say that.
And where is the tomb?
That's next door. We have to lift another portcullis to get into there. And here's the sarcophagus, just as we found it.
But there is no coffin in it.
That's right. That's in the boat grave way below here.
This is the most incredible find. The biggest discovery since the tomb of Tutankhamun.
We may even find him if we're lucky.
What?
Come on, this way to the boat grave.
I can't believe it. 2 boats, and one of such immense size. Nothing like this has ever been imagined. We shall have to rethink all we know about funerary boats.
Shall we go aboard?
No!
What?
No one is to go near those vessels.
But the whole point of our coming down...
These boats have lain here for thousands of years. By now they must be extremely fragile. We cannot let anyone go aboard them.
It's very important for us to go aboard.
Not without written permission from the Department of Antiquities.
Who's authorized to give that permission?
I am.
Oh, well, in that case...
But I do not give it.
What?
I cannot allow such precious national antiquities to be damaged by amateur foreign archaeology.
We're not archaeologists.
Oh, precisely. We thank you for your assistance in helping us to find this monument.
But listen...
No! It must now be resealed until the department's experts can excavate it, value its contents, and have them removed for full archaeological examination.
This is absurd. We discovered it. You can't just let us...
It is the rule. All new archaeological discoveries may only be handled by the department.
That's ridiculous.
If ever the contents of this boat grave are put on public display, you will be more than welcome to be our honored guests and to view them. That is all.
In spite of all his arguments, Saxon was unable to break down the barriers put up by antiquarian officialdom. Neither was Space Force HQ, who also appealed to the Egyptian authorities on our behalf. So we returned our attention to Mars and landed once more on the Red Planet. Cautiously, we approached the well-weathered step pyramid and even found our way back into it. But there was no sign that any kind of life had ever existed there. Corridors appearing to lead into the heart of the rock were soon found to be impassable, the ways having been blocked by fallen roofs and other debris. After some weeks, we took off from the Red Planet and headed for the asteroid Ceres, where the crews of freighters 1 and 2 had been working on building the observation platform. 3 weeks out from Mars, we received a long communication from Earth. Saxon summoned us all to hear its contents.
It's from headquarters. It contains a précis of a report issued by the Egyptian Department of Antiquities.
Oh, good. What does it say?
It says a warrant was issued for yours and Lodderick's arrest.
What?
What for? It seems that in the large boat in the royal cabin, they found the body and coffin shrines of King Tutankhamun.
They thought we'd stolen them?
Apparently.
Why?
Because you were so knowledgeable about where the undiscovered tomb and boat grave were.
But when King Tut and the other one was stolen, we were spaceborne on our way to Mars.
When that was pointed out, they dropped the charge.
I should think so. What else does it say?
It says that in the large boat they found, besides the king, the desiccated bodies of a priest and priestess. The priest was wearing the mask of the god Horus, and the priestess the lion head of the goddess Sekhmet.
Marianka and Nofret.
How long do they estimate that they've been there?
More than 3,000 years. They claim the boat grave has been undisturbed in all that time.
What?
All the evidence suggests that the boats, the boat grave, and Marianka and Nofret's corpses are more than 3,000 years old.
Then how did we get mixed up in it all?
I don't know. I've no idea.
Nor have I. Unless we've been caught up in some extraordinary time warp.
A time warp?
Of course. Magnus is right. Strange things can happen to time out here in space.
But if that's the case, how do we know we won't get caught up in it again?
Yes. And next time we might not be so lucky.